good.
October the 19th through the 22nd, it's the Leaf Festival back in Black Mountain at beautiful Lake Eden. Come and celebrate the legends of the Americas with a great musical lineup. Hallucination, Martha Redbone, the Dan Tyminski Band, Donna the Buffalo, and a whole lot more. Of course, Leaf is more than just the music. It's the arts, the food, the vendors, and all of the beauty of Lake Eden. For more information and to get your tickets, go to theleaf.org. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia Asheville.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, cash. That's cash. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
The pounding begins. The wagons are circled. Every wind is raidered. It's football time in America, and this republic has never been stronger. The Sportsocracy, Beer City's best sports talk, live from the Ingalls studio.
Rule number 1 of broadcasting. Don't eat peanut butter right before you go on the air.
Yeah, that's a bad call.
That was a bad call. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I didn't learn that lesson yet. Come on, man. What is this, amateur hour?
I ate my peanut butter like 20 minutes before. Give yourself a little buffer.
That's right. That's right. I do love these afternoon snacks, though. PhD weight loss. Helping me out. Anyway, it is the Sportsocracy. We are in the Ingalls studio here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. And, of course, we're heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. And we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel. That'll get you into the chat with us. And it's always a fun time in the chat on a Thursday because it's Threadbare Thursday. Anything you want talked about today, we will get into it, answering all your fantasy questions, football questions, just life questions. You got, having some hard times at home? We'll help you out.
Yeah, we're the last two people you should ask those to.
Relationship advice, all on tap today in the Sportsocracy.
Yeah, before you ask any of those emotional, heartfelt questions, just know that my advice is always going to be the same. Don't think about it. Drink about it.
Hey!
Done! And that's why you don't ask me those questions.
Yes, it is time for another fantastic week in the NFL. Week 5 kicks off tonight. Thursday night football. It's a gridiron matchup.
Nope, even with the bad matchups, you still got it. Thursday night football!
Oh, well, I'm glad to see you're excited about the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears.
Wager, don't watch. In the YouTube chat, we've already had Hubert Queen ask, is Fields done? No, I can't say he's done, but tonight could go a long way to pushing this rock up this hill.
Well, I mean, he's going nowhere fast, right? I mean, just because he put up some stats and they put up some points last week, this team's going nowhere, and they're going to continue to lose games. Who does that ultimately always fall on?
Can I tell you a fun story about the Denver Broncos? How many teams in the NFL give up more yards per game than the Denver Broncos?
None.
It's 0. How many more do they give up than the closest team to them?
75 yards a game.
Little too high.
Okay.
Little too much, but not much. The Broncos give up 461 and a half yards a game. I'm not making that up. Through 4 games, you're giving up almost 500 yards a week. You get to play my team this week, and I feel real hunky-dunky about that.
Yeah, I mean, because they give up 500 a week, so to that Jets offense, they'll give up at least 200.
I'll punch you right in your face.
You guys suck.
I'll punch you right in your face.
You got half a football team.
The Los Angeles Chargers are 31st at 404.
Mm-hmm.
That's who Justin Fields did that to. You know who doesn't do that? The Washington Commanders, who are right there with the Jets and the Packers. Few other defenses that are pretty good but have had tough matchups.
Right.
Tonight is going to be a bloodletting. But the side of this I want to talk about is not the Justin Fields side. Frankly, I am to the point of Justin Fields going into conversation probation with she who shall not be named that likes to shake it off and tell you that the haters gonna hate. We will not be referencing her on this show either today. But until you actually do something, I'm starting to feel like Justin Fields is like that meme where you see the little stick figure guy with a stick in his hand going, do something.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at. Until you do, I don't care. What I do want to talk about is Washington has a chance tonight to really confirm a lot of the things that I thought going into the season. I told you going in, I thought this team was much better than you did.
Yes.
We argued about them every time they came up.
Yes.
You played close with Philadelphia. Does that mean anything to me? To a point.
Does it? Okay.
When it's one of those elite teams, you played with the Baltimore Ravens. No, I don't care.
But they beat them last year.
Okay.
Right. I mean, to me, I get it. It's a tough team that you played with.
Yeah, last year the Indianapolis Colts beat the Kansas City Chiefs. How much stock you putting in that?
Right. So I can't put much stock into that, but continue.
But that's where I'm headed, is that this is a night where you're a heavy favorite. They're 6.5-point betting favorite, which if you think Washington is as mediocre as Tank tries to tell you they are,
mm-hmm.
they shouldn't be this much of a favorite. Mediocre teams are never that much of a favorite. So Vegas is really telling you, we believe in this to a point. And if you're as good as I think you are, you should come out tonight and absolutely light them on fire.
Yeah. Speaking of Vegas in this sense, though, I mean, is this Vegas believing in the Washington Commanders, or do they have that little faith in the Chicago Bears?
They have. I mean, the Chicago Bears are the worst team in the NFL. Vegas believes that. They've been 32 in the power rankings. That has not changed for 2 solid weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the win over Denver, they didn't even pass Denver
mm-hmm.
In the Vegas rankings. They chalked that up to they were at home or even they lost to Denver. They didn't really readjust that. They stayed about as far away. They chalked it up to Denver is just better than you.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lack of faith in Chicago, obviously, to a point. It's also Washington is at home. But you're catching even more than that. You're catching a full field goal on top of the 3 points for being at home.
Yeah.
That tells me, especially on Thursday night, because these lines tend to be smaller, that tells me that Vegas is looking at this going, there might be something to this.
Well, I mean, you got to look at the matchups, too, right? You look at these two teams going head-to-head. The Chicago Bears are what on offense?
I'm going to go with excrement, Bob.
There we go. That's a good one. The Washington Commanders on defense are not, right?
Correct.
Okay, now let's go flip side of that. Chicago Bears on defense are?
I'm going to go with poo juice again.
Yes, correct. And on offense, the Washington Commanders
are not.
I'm still on the fence about this, but they're trending toward not. See, Chicago doesn't win this matchup in any circumstance. Either side of the ball, they are way behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a crush spot for Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, are you going to crush it? Or are we going to look at this and sit back and go, okay, it was another gross 3-point win. Ugh. I see either one is just as likely to happen.
I sat on the fence about this for an extended period of time because I felt like Vegas was baiting me. I kept looking at that number going, that doesn't make sense. And then I really thought about it, and I started comparing it to other numbers. Buffalo, who's in a weird spot, having to go to London. They're playing a Jaguar team that Vegas doesn't love. We don't love.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even catching 6. And so I started putting it in the context of where all this sits. Now, to what you asked me about, is this a lack of faith in Chicago? Do you think they have any faith in the Denver Broncos? Broncos are a 2-point favorite at home against the Jets, which is comical to me. Go ahead and tell you that one. That's one that we're probably not going to talk about a real long time tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow will be a football Friday. Are we playing Beat the Chief this week?
We're playing Beat the Chief. We're trying to figure out the logistics of there is no Chief.
Right.
So Chief will not be
out of town,
here.
So,
but we may have to do this via phone.
Okay.
We will figure it out one way or the other.
All right. We'll pick every game against the spread coming up tomorrow on a football Friday, as we do each and every Friday right here in the Sportsocracy. Tonight, the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears. It's, I want to say this is like do or die time for the Chicago Bears, but that time's already passed for me. Right? Like, do or die time's already gone because you have no chance to salvage this season. Nobody feels like you're going to go on a 10-game run here where we're like, yeah, this is a team that's going to do something. No.
Well, you know where you don't ever use the phrase do or die? At a cemetery. And that's where the Chicago Bears are. We done dug the hole. We're just waiting on somebody to throw them in it because this is done like dinner.
And this is mass grave too. I mean, like we've already dumped Matt Eberflus in here, Ryan Poles, Justin Fields, every free agent that you've brought over.
Oh yeah,
like,
Chase Claypool, who's apparently going to be released.
Yeah,
that literally just came out right before the show.
Why wouldn't
it's not confirmed yet, but that is where everything is trending.
Yeah.
Now here's something I'm curious to get your take on. How bad does tonight have to be for the Bears to go, we're done, and just cut it on Eberflus? You got 10 days until your next game. I don't know who you would hand the reins of this team over to. I don't have a good answer on that. Hey, maybe they do the Indianapolis Colts thing and they hand it to Jeff Saturday. Hey, let's go get somebody. We're so god-awful that we'll go get a TV guy. Me. Hey, you know what? Here's the one. You call me. Am I going to be any worse than Matt Eberflus? I'm going to bet no.
It would have to be a Dallas Cowboys against the New York Giants kind of a game where you sacked Justin Fields 7 times.
Could happen.
Hopefully Montez Sweat has 3 of those. He's like my favorite player for that team, and I'm not real sure exactly why.
I'm not real sure why either. That's like going to buy a jersey and getting the kicker. I don't know why you did that.
Look, everybody's lazy. Oh, Chase Young, I love him. No.
You would love him if he played for more than 3 consecutive games.
Exactly.
I mean, if I'm buying a Commanders jersey, it's either Sammy Howell, old Sammy Tutties, or Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, but this defense is up Justin Fields' keister all night long. They can't generate anything. They come away with, let's go 175 to 210 yards on offense, put up 3 to 6 points, and just get demolished by Sam Howell, who looks like second half Sam Howell from last week against Denver, and not necessarily, the Sam Howell that we've seen the other times that he's been on the field. Not that it's all been bad, but you get what I'm saying. Sam comes out and has a 300-yard forward touchdown game, and the defense doesn't allow anything. Just cut it loose.
What if it looks like last year? Because you remember we've already played this game on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, what was last year? Remind me.
12-7.
12-7.
The Bears had 391 yards of total offense, allowed just over 2 bills. It scored 7 points.
12-7. You fire everyone.
I agree.
Everyone.
And you fire
on
whatever.
Both sides. On both sides. Ron Rivera, gone. And Matt Eberflus, gone. We're just going to empty out both of those franchises after tonight.
Well, I also think you should fire whatever Amazon executive went, hey, I'm just looking at the schedule this week. Just looking at it. We're going to take the Bears and the Commanders. We got the. Just think about how you looked at this schedule going into the year.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have had Jets, Broncos, Panthers, Lions, number 1 pick against a team that we really believed in. Saints and the Patriots. Everybody buys into New England every single year. I don't know why. Ravens, Steelers, Eagles, Rams, Chiefs, Vikings. Sunday Night Football got Cowboys, 49ers. And somehow the primetime games we got are the Packers and the Raiders and the Commanders and the Bears. That is really just TV executives going, it doesn't matter what 2 teams we put out here, you're going to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you don't, a lot of people will.
Yep. Can Sam Howell take the step, though? Can he
I think Sam's already taken the step.
Can he build on the second half that he had against the Denver Broncos in this, what lines up statistically to be a crush spot for him?
It's definitely a crush spot. I look at Sam, and I think he's already taken the leap. Yes, in terms of QBR, he's middle of the pack. Nobody expected him to be Pat Mahomes.
No.
But if you're looking at the game logs, you take away that Bills game, Arizona, was it a little clunky? Yeah. He got sacked a lot. He holds onto the ball too long, which is a hallmark of what young quarterbacks do.
Mm-hmm.
But you look outside of that, he's been pretty good. If you watch the tape, don't just look at the box score. Sam Howell's been pretty good.
And why was that happening? What changed with Denver? What changed with the second half? He was getting the ball out quicker.
Well, he wasn't playing Denver. Are you talking about the game against Denver, or are you talking about the game against Philadelphia?
Philadelphia.
I was about to say.
Sorry.
I mean, they played Denver, but I don't know that would be the one I was using right there.
I was talking about Philadelphia. Excuse me.
He looked good against Denver. Don't get me wrong. But I look at those two game tapes, I put those side by side, and I go, that's a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a spot in a national spotlight, because Washington's not overly interesting. I know they're a popular team in this league. You're not going to get a lot of national spots where nobody has eyeballs on anything but you. And this is a spot where Sam Howell needs to come out and show, this is why I'm the franchise quarterback of this team. And you need to win, and it needs to be really convincing.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Asheville Championship returns to Harrah's Cherokee Center in Asheville November 10th and 12th. This year's field is the best yet. The Clemson Tigers, Maryland Terrapins, Davidson Wildcats, and the Blazers of UAB. 4 exciting matchups with a champion to be crowned in one of the premier early season tournaments in college basketball. For more information and to get your tickets, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. That's AshevilleChampionship.com. It all starts in Asheville November 10th and 12th. Proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
The iHeartRadio Asheville Pro Football Pick'em Challenge is back. Just log on to WWNC.com and go to contest, and you can sign in to make your picks. Each weekly winner wins a $50 gift card to Asheville Pizza and Brewing. Make your picks now.
At Tyson Furniture, they have a huge selection of furniture, honest values, and great service. They're a big store, and Black Mountain has wonderful restaurants and interesting shops to explore. Visit them at Tyson Furniture in Black Mountain, where beautiful homes begin.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Like fine wine, they just get better with age. Okay, aging sucks. Pair this one with a beer. The new Rock 105.1.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumber than a bag of hammers.
Back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Your boy Jamal Adams.
What? Not mine.
Yeah, I mean, he used to be.
He was. Until the Seattle Seahawks went, I want to give you all these things for this feller that he don't play that many games.
Well, I mean, he played for you, but when he went to Seattle, he couldn't get.
Oh yeah, he very rarely
field.
ever missed games for the Jets, and then he went to Seattle and he stopped drinking milk or something. His bones stopped being strong.
Out of a possible 53 regular season games he could have played since the trade between the Seahawks and the New York Jets, Jeremy, would you like to take a stab at how many games he has played out of that possible 53?
This is the entire career?
No, this is in the window since he went to Seattle.
Okay.
There's 53 games he could have suited up for.
That didn't feel like enough. Oh, 22?
Close. 28. He's only been on the field for 28 of the 53 possible games. And he was there for all of, can we call it a Rodgers now? Is 4 snaps a Rodgers in professional football?
Do you want me to punch you right in the throat? Because you're working on it quick.
Somebody who just shows up and goes, hey, guys, and then gone. Is now a Rodgers. Adams pulled a Rodgers the other night as he gets onto the field.
It's better than a Spencer. Because I got 4 things in my head that's what that would be. 2 of them I cannot say on this show. One of them you might get angry if I said it out loud.
Adams showed up, played a couple of plays, and then he got kneed in the noggin and had to go to the tent to be evaluated for a concussion after he did his best drunk man impression on the field. I mean, when a guy's staggering like that, remember last year when Tua got hit and he hit his head on the field and then he went through that neurological seizure and his hands were going all different places and the Miami Dolphins kept saying, oh, no, he's fine. He's good. He can come back into this game. Well, we weren't going to make that mistake with Jamal Adams. He goes into the tent, gets evaluated. Guess what? Can't come back and play. Right? We got to scan your cat before you can come back and play.
And much like the drunkman, when they're told they can't have any more boozes, he got a little angry.
He did.
And he may have said some wordy dirds at the independent neurological specialist.
Which is a problem, right?
Is it, though?
The neurotrauma consultants that are on the sidelines for the NFL, yeah, that's a cool gig to have, but, I mean, you're providing a service to these guys.
Yeah.
And I get when you tell them something that they don't want to hear, they're going to be a little upset. But you gotta have a little professional decorum, don't you?
Do you, though? I don't know that you do.
Okay.
I think the independent specialist that we have on the sideline is dumb. All right, we've got this baseline test. Now you're being seen by a doctor that's never seen you before. It blows my mind it took this long before one of them went, I'm going to whip your... This is dumb. You don't need that guy on the sideline. Jamal Adams, if you want to do hey, he's got a concussion, I knew that. I'm not a doctor. I could have told you everything that neurological specialist said looking at him coming off the sideline. But now you're putting a guy who has put over a year of his life into coming back from an injury, and you're putting this little itty-bitty tiny feller that he's never seen before that tells him, oh, yeah, all of your work, you got to go back to the locker room now. And you don't think at some point one of these guys is going to get a little feisty. And I'm not shocked that he did in the least.
I'm not shocked that he did.
I'm not upset that he did.
See, that's where we differ. Is I get the passions of football, right? I've been watching football since I was a kid, right? I get that what these guys go through and all the sacrifices that you make to get your body right and get back on the field. That's not his fault. It's not the doctor's fault.
Well,
and you treated him like a piece of excrement, or as Jeremy likes to put it, poo juice, on the sidelines for all of the nation to see. And here's this guy like trying to help you out and go, look, you're melon squash.
He's
you
not
can't
trying
come
to
back
help
into
you
this
out.
game.
He's not trying to help you out.
Oh, really?
You think he's there for Jamal Adams?
Yes.
No, he's there for Roger Goodell. We're tired of lawsuits. That's why you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Adams could have gone back in that game.
Jamal Adams from himself.
Okay. That's not for Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams is a grown man that can make his own damn decision. I've said that about all of this.
No, he's not.
That's why.
No, he's not.
He's not a grown man that can make his own decision.
I mean, sure, if you're talking about, buying a new car or something like that.
Yeah.
No.
This is one of those arguments that we're going to get into, and it will get real ugly real fast.
No, this is
because I played all of these sports, and I got news for you. That little weasel had told me you're not going back in this game. I might have responded the exact same way.
Sure you would.
And then I might have thrown you into the road. I might have thrown you over the fence at Guy Inslee Stadium and just been like, "Hey, you live in that road now."
Yeah, and we treat people that way, appropriately. Of okay, you no longer get to play football. You no longer need to be a part of this team. Like that's just you have to have some kind of professionalism when you're on a sideline.
Okay.
Guy tells you something you don't like, I get it.
See, but I'm going a step further than just this little individual isolated incident.
Mm-hmm.
This is why when those lawsuits come up, I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Oh, we're suing the NFL because we had concussions, and Jamal Adams knew he had a concussion. There's no way for me to hold him down and make him tell me that. But if you got him in a room and gave him truth serum, I guarantee you he'd tell you, I know I had one. I don't care. I don't care. I want to be back out on that field. I've worked hard to get here. A little boo-boo in my head is not enough to stop me. You tell me where anything I just said is incorrect.
No, you're not.
You can't. I've had 3 I know of. I think I've had 4. When you get dinged in the head like that, there's not really a lot of question of, hey, I wonder what just happened. I bet I need to go to the bathroom. And then I'll be fine. You don't do that. You go, ooh, my head hurts a lot. This is not pleasant.
But it's guys like you. It's guys like you and
that don't need protecting from themselves. I don't.
See, we're completely.
I'm a 36-year-old man that I don't need you to tell me what to do.
No, we do because you don't have the ability to say no.
No, we do because we have all these jackasses that just keep going into federal lawsuits of. No, this is the guy. Jamal Adams is the exact guy why every single one of these is so stupid. Because you did the same thing he did, knowing it could have effects on you. And then somebody catches a sweet little payment from the NFL. They have to cut a check, and now we got a guy on the sideline that's telling a grown man what to do. I have no qualms with what he did. Was it unprofessional? Sure. Yeah. I'm not shocked he did it. I'm not sure I wouldn't do it. But this is what I said when all of these lawsuits came down, is that you're going to get this guy. And I'm going to go a step further. You're going to have one that throws a punch one day. Because you're telling grown men what to do with their own bodies because of something somebody else did. I know a slew of guys that have played in this league. One of them was our first co-host. We had this same discussion on this show. Nobody's telling me what to do. The only 2 times, I verbatim remember this coming out of his mouth, the only 2 times in my life that I was ever told not to go back into a football game, I could not walk. Because I was missing one Achilles in one foot, one Achilles in another. I played with a bunch of concussions, and I'd do it again. And that's what Jamal Adams is trying to say, is I want to go back in this game. You're putting all of these things on me. I don't want you to put these things on me. We don't do this in any other profession. Because and this is why I'm not a doctor, because he would have said that to me, and I'd have gone, cool, go back in there. I've done all I could. I did my job. You're wanting to go over the top. It's your body, bro. All I can do is tell you what to do.
Right.
That's where this irritates me. And that's basically what Jamal Adams said. Is I don't need you telling me what to do with my body.
Yeah. The problem is you do, because you can put yourself at risk, and I'm not doing. I can't allow you to do that. As Roger Goodell, as the league, I cannot allow you to put yourself in that kind of danger. We've seen what CTE does to guys.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be old for this to happen to you. Who was the guy? The guy in Rock Hill that murdered 6 people, and they found out he had this. I just watched that documentary last night, and so it's just fresh in my mind. But this is the repeated concussions that you sustain. You got to have somebody who's got a level head in that situation to go, no,
I understand that.
You can't go back in this game, or you're gonna do irreparable damage, or can do irreparable damage.
And I'm not telling you that either of these is right or wrong. What Patrick Holt just summed up what I'm trying to say completely. Okay, cool, let them play, but when they die from CTE at 45, they can't sue the league then. Your choice. Yeah. That's the point. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Because Jamal Adams is one of those, based on that reaction, that would, if you got him in a room away from cameras, and this is, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, this is going to be a theme of the next 3 hours, of I'm really tired of people apologizing for things that affect no one but themselves. Because I got 3 stories, 1 per hour, of a guy that's coming out apologizing to you for something he did that affects him. Do you understand how stupid what I just said was? Does this affect you in any certifiable way? No. Did it affect that doctor in any certifiable way? No. This is your choice. Why are you apologizing for this? That's how I should have started this, because I'm looking back on how I argued this, going, okay, maybe the emotion of this was taking me over, and I didn't say this exactly how I wanted to.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I don't need nobody to tell me what to do. Well, you kind of do.
We don't do it anywhere else. We don't do it in any other sport, and don't give me the NBA. Oh, load management. Yeah, soccer players. They hear this and go, well, we don't get that for some reason. Stephen Tout, thank you. I don't know if he's heard me say that. Me not wearing a seatbelt only affects me, but I still get a ticket for not wearing one. Yeah, because of taxes. Because they want your money. Oh, I hate the government. I hate everything today. I'm just angry. I'm mad.
So angry.
I'm mad. It may not make any sense, but I'm mad.
So the topic has come up. Should Jamal Adams face discipline for how he treated the independent neuroscientist on the sidelines at the game the other night? I think absolutely he should. There should be a fine of some kind. I don't know how much that needs to be.
You can fine him all you want to.
Fine him all you want to.
You can fine him to kingdom come for all I care.
I don't want to see suspensions for this, and I don't think we're going to. I don't think the league.
Well, that's what they're fighting for.
Yeah, and I don't think that's going to happen.
You said some things that ruffled my feathers, and I didn't get to the crux of why I wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, I don't think that that's going to happen where they're going to suspend him for any time for this, but there's a hefty fine coming. Absolutely.
And the fine's fine.
And you should.
The fine's fine.
Yeah. If you treated one of your coaches that way on the sideline, I would be all for the front office fining you.
Well, and that if you play for the Jets, it happens all the time. It's happened 3 times this year.
But that's the punishment that I would seek for Jamal Adams.
I will never care about a fine.
Yeah, just know that you have to be more professional. I'm going to hit you in your pocketbook, and then we'll move on with it, because I get you're in the heat of the moment. You're a warrior. You've put it all out there, and this sucks, dude. You've come back from being gone so long, and 7 plays into it, or dare I say a Rodgers, you are just Dunsky. I get the frustration, but you got to treat professionals better than this.
Well, that's where I'm at, is the frustration, and I'm looking at the NFL going, you 100% subjected yourself to this.
Mm-hmm.
You have an independent neurosurgeon that has to look him in the face and go, I'm telling you, you can't play. That's not his job.
Mm-hmm.
All right? You want me to cut all of this out? I can do it. That little eye in the sky that spots these guys, when you do that, sometimes you can spot this from up top. Jamal Adams, we all knew it.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he walked to the sideline, he started walking to the end zone. That's when you go, okay, you shouldn't be back in this game. Then he loses his mind because that guy's right in front of him. There's just some of these things that get to such an insane point. And it's quite possible that I'm angry about other things, and it's matriculating into this argument. Because I understand that guys with head injuries shouldn't be allowed to play. Guys like me, we did it. Guess what? It leads to bad things in life. If anybody knows that, hi. Got kicked in the head for a living. Been there, seen me do it. So
Somebody,
I get it.
Denver Donkeys in the YouTube comments said MMA and boxing, they do this.
Not nearly as much as you'd want them to.
Well, yeah. There are some
that
get brutal.
Not nearly as. I saw that out of the corner of my eye.
Right. There are some that get brutal, but for the most part, I mean, it gets out of hand and you're getting knocked around. They're going to throw in the towel. They'll stop the fight. You just can't continue.
Let me put it this way with boxing and MMA. The level of concussion that it takes to physically knock you out like that is real high.
Mm-hmm.
It does not take a lot to give you a concussion, which is a bruise on your brain. I would say, and this is just me speaking from my own personal experience, I'm sure there's a lot of fighters out here that will tell you something completely different than what I'm about to. I would say I never had one as bad fighting as I did doing other things. Just, I don't know if you're expecting it or if it's the gloves. I don't know what it is. But I had a lot of things that felt like that. Where you walk out and you go, "Ooh, buddy." I did that in sparring sessions at times.
Yep.
Where I'd get caught with one where maybe I leaned the wrong way and got hit with something that I wasn't really supposed to. And you walk out of that going, so I understand why they took Jamal Adams out of the game. I get it. I'm not saying that that's the wrong thing, but I also understand why he reacted like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting the doctor in a bad situation. You're putting Jamal Adams in a bad situation. If you want to go this far, you evaluate a guy for a concussion, he's just done. If we're going to go this far and you want to take this out, there you go. There's your solution.
To me, it's very easy. It all comes down to the tests. If you can pass the test, you can go back in the game.
I'll give you a good example.
You can't pass the test. Sorry, bro.
Okay. All right. So we need to take a break, but I have to get out what I'm going to say.
You're in the sports.
No, hold on.
Oh,
but I got to get out what I'm getting ready to say.
Okay.
DJ Reed, second corner for the Jets. He's in concussion protocol. How many snaps he missed against Kansas City?
I don't know.
Not one.
Okay.
They never even tested him. Never knew anything about this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really flawed system. That's what I'm trying to get across here. This is a horribly flawed system that has come from Band-Aid, 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 stop lawsuit, stop lawsuit, stop lawsuit.
But what are you supposed to do? In the case of DJ, what are you supposed to do?
There's nothing you can do.
But that's what I'm saying. If you didn't see him get hit and he didn't stumble on the field or whatever, because that's what raises the flag, right? If nobody saw him get dinged up.
According to Jets Twitter, he did and nobody saw it. I have not seen the video. I've just seen a few people say that.
And maybe he did. I'm just going on what I would think. Maybe he got dinged, didn't show any symptoms on the sidelines. Maybe nobody was paying attention. How many players have we heard over the years say, "I'm not saying a word"?
100%.
I get my bell rung, and I'm not showing symptoms. I'm not telling anybody because they're gonna make me miss the game.
And that's my whole. What you just said is my whole point. Is that you have now set this system in place where guys don't want to tell you.
They never
because
did.
they don't want to come out of the game.
No, they
Jamal
never did.
Adams, if he had it to do all over again, I would have never taken my helmet off. I'd have just run back to the huddle. You give me a minute, cobwebs will come out. You'd have no idea because apparently that's what happened to DJ Reed.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to put a bow on this.
All right.
I didn't get my point across exactly how I wanted to. This is a horribly flawed system, and all you did with Jamal Adams is expose one flaw that nobody had ever talked about.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dry afternoon, mild afternoon. Don't get too used to this, however. The big changes coming for the weekend. Maybe even clicking on the heat. Today, 77. Some sun through the clouds. Tonight, cloudy, 58. Tomorrow, an afternoon shower, 75. Saturday, sunny, brisk, near 60 with a gusty breeze. Saturday night, 30s. Sunny Sunday, high only 60. From the Weather Channel, Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
How powerful are new power scratch-offs? More powerful than this hair metal band's signature scream.
No way, baby!
Power scratch-offs are packed with prizes and have power spots for more cash wins.
Show me the money!
with Power Scratch-Offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.23 to 4.57. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Western Carolina Orthopedic Specialist is a proud sponsor of Tuscola football, and we know your health means everything. So it's important to get the care you need when you're in pain. If you suffer with knee, hip, shoulder, or other joint pain, Western Carolina Orthopedic Specialist can connect you with a healthcare provider who offers treatments and solutions. Don't make your health wait. Visit us at westerncarolinaortho.com or call 828-452-4131. We get you back in motion.
Get unlimited wireless from Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Learn more at boostinfinite.com.
Wendy's new pumpkin spice frosty is peak fall. It'll make any kind of fall fun even fallier. So no matter how you fall, grab a rich, creamy pumpkin spice frosty from Wendy's today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla frosty is temporarily unavailable.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
At Ingles, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
It's ESPN Asheville.
Never did I think I would get that heated defending Jamal Adams. I'm a big fan of you doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of you not being able to sue people for doing what you wanted to do.
Yeah. The state of New York. I feel like this is the state government of New York is actually doing something positive.
They didn't mean to.
For once. I agree with you. They did. They really didn't mean to.
Did they do it by accident?
And we all know what this is. This all goes back to the fact that the governor of the state is from Buffalo.
Oh,
Kathy Hochul. She's a Buffalonian. Buffalonian. Is that right? We're gonna have to sort that out with Chief Zach when we see him tomorrow, or when we talk to him tomorrow. Anyway. The Buffalo Bills are playing your early game this Sunday in London, kicking off against the Jacksonville Jaguars at 9:30 on Sunday morning Eastern Time. And the problem with that...
Yeah, thanks for that, NFL. Maybe I'll sue you over that, having to get up at 7:30 on a Saturday morning or on Sunday morning.
The problem with that is on Sundays in the state of New York, well, and pretty much everywhere around the country, right? You can't go into a bar and get a beer.
Can't here.
Can you?
Mm-hmm.
That early?
It's called the brunch law. Most states actually now have a brunch law. Okay. You cannot go into, in states that have this, you can't go into like a convenience store and buy beer, but you could go to a restaurant and buy it because it's looked at differently.
And that usually starts at what? 10:30, 11 o'clock?
I think that starts at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.?
I think.
All right. Well, the state of New York, realizing that there's a lot of money to be made from drunk Buffalo Bills fans who are going to be up early in the morning to watch their team in London, they're now giving special waivers to all businesses, all bar businesses who apply for the waivers so they can start selling beer and alcohol at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning.
That's a great idea.
That is, I hope that all of the police departments around the state of New York are prepared for what could happen with, I don't know, Buffalo Bills fans who've been drinking for 19 hours on a Sunday.
That's a tall ask. takes a bold man to live up to that. I've seen me do it. Don't get me wrong, I have seen me do it.
And I'm sure there's a bunch in the mafia, right? The Bills Mafia. There's a lot of heavy drinkers in that one. You can't tell me that a fan base filled with people who want to jump through freaking tables. There's no drinkers among that group.
Have I ever told you my story about when the Jets played in London?
Probably.
Yeah, I had gone out the night before, and so I got the brilliant idea that I was just going to power through.
No.
Like I had drank all night the night before. Then I came up with this brilliant idea of I'm going to make a breakfast casserole. That's carbs, it'll help you sustain.
Yep.
And I'll slow down, go to like a beer an hour from the time the bars close till the time of kickoff. I fell asleep at about 7 a.m. and almost burnt my house down. It's the only time I've seen an open flame in a dwelling of mine.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that breakfast casserole was not eaten because it was it could have been used to light my grill.
I was gonna say
it was burnt.
Yeah,
a lot.
You ended up with an 8x10 briquette.
Yeah, I did. I didn't want to eat charcoal that day, so I didn't feel the urge to do so.
Yeah, well, best laid plans, as they say. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
That's another one of those things. The government telling me what I can and can't do.
Yeah.
You can't buy beer before noon. Why? Why can I not buy beer before noon?
Science.
What is that? What is that science?
Science.
You can't just say that word and call it science.
Sure I can. They did it with a vaccine. Why can't I do it?
That's the funniest thing he's ever said. That's literally top 5 funniest things he's ever said to me, and I almost said bad words, and I'm glad I wasn't drinking something right there.
Science.
Good for you. That was good. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy was on Today this morning, and he unveiled a thing about himself that I didn't know. He makes $870,000 this season as the last pick in the draft last year when he was drafted. He has other off-field endorsements and things like that change the amount of money he makes. But with how much he is taxed and the fact he lives in San Francisco, which is one of the most expensive cities in the country to live in, he has a roommate. The star quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers has a roommate. He also just got engaged. Is that not weird? Like, I'm hearing all these things going, that's weird.
No, it's not weird.
Did you not move in with your wife before you got married?
We did.
There you go.
I did.
I did all 3 times.
I feel like you would have changed up the pattern there a little bit, but
I did.
Hopefully there's a different outcome
I
this
did.
time.
I stopped marrying lunatics. That's what I tried the 3rd time.
Did you though?
100% I did.
She's going to kick my ass for that.
100%. And she can.
And she can.
And this is her lunch hour, so there's a possibility that she heard
She's
that.
going to be showing up here in 10 minutes.
If you see a little white sports car come flying through the parking lot, just know you should run the other way.
We'll see her show up around the corner. She's going to just finger through the glass at me. Just come here.
Mirror.
Come here.
Not only does he have a roommate, he still drives an old Toyota Sequoia.
Good.
He hasn't bought a new car.
Yes.
Not a new house. Not an anything.
It's brilliant. To me, it adds to the legacy that is Brock Purdy. He's a smart man, right? I got to pay all these taxes living here in San Francisco. The rent is always too damn high, as
100%.
they say.
In San Francisco, I'll give you $8.
Right.
Actually, if I lived in San Francisco, I'll go ahead and tell you, I would give you whatever a Delta flight cost out of San Francisco.
I don't make a lot of money compared to everybody else on my team, right? I got my running backs making $18 million a year, and here I am, Mr. $800,000. This is smart on Brock Purdy's part.
Not saying it's not smart. I'm just
you can't live the life of big money bags if you ain't got it, right?
I mean, I get it, but you're telling me making after taxes, he's probably taking home $300,000 a year. You're driving an old Toyota Cigar, of which I do love in the AP story that they kept calling it old. That car's only been made for a certain period of time, so it's not like he's got a 1988 Tercel, okay?
Which would only make this story better.
That's what I think. Gardner Minshew drives like a bus or something, doesn't he? He's got like an old VW bus.
Yes.
That he slept in on a mattress he found behind a garbage can.
I believe you are right.
And no one was surprised. That mulleted man sleeps on a mattress he found behind a dumpster. Nobody shot.
Nope. Nobody
I'm
shot.
just curious what the fiance thinks about this. Like, I'm marrying an NFL quarterback, and we have to put up with Dave.
I mean, we're not putting up with Dave for long, right?
Oh, that's another thing. You're going to have that real uncomfortable talk. Like, Dave, buddy. I like that you protect my blind side because it's one of the 49ers offensive linemen that lives with him.
Oh, okay.
They never disclosed which one it was.
Is this like Brunskill or something?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to assume it was one that came in the same class.
Okay.
So, and there were a couple of those.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, like, we're married now. You gotta. It's an uncomfortable chat, isn't it?
I don't know. You tell me. You're about to have it. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Jeremy's got bangers coming up. Got college football and professional football. Tonight, his best bets are next. We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer and all-time leading rusher with exciting news.
Football legend Emmitt Smith talking about all new regenerative treatments for joint pain from the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics.
But did you know that you can encourage your body to actually heal itself with the help of QC Kinetics?
QC Kinetics uses biologic therapies that are natural, restorative, and long-lasting.
The body is an amazing thing. Trust me, I put mine through a lot.
Exciting new relief is here for pain from arthritis, knee pain, lower back pain, pain in your hips and shoulders.
I'm that guy. When you Google shoulder pain, my face pops up.
But you don't have to be sidelined by pain anymore. Call QC Kinetics to learn more about biologic therapies.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love. There's a new natural solution that patients are raving about.
QC Kinetics.
Let QC Kinetics help you improve your quality of life.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Education doesn't just take place in the classroom. There are many ways children of all ages can learn about sustainability and the environment at home. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth for a list of resources, activity guides, and toolkits that are educational and fun for the whole family. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Haywood Community College offers over 30 programs of study to obtain your associate's degree or specialized certification. We can help you find the perfect program to pursue your educational journey while staying local. Offering small class sizes with flexible classroom delivery options and transferable degrees and credits to numerous North Carolina universities, there's no telling where HCC could lead you. Save time and money by staying local. Visit haywood.edu for more information.
Get unlimited wireless from Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Learn more at boostinfinite.com.
Coffee's for closers only. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Thursday night football. We even have college games tonight, but this is a wager don't watch. Don't do this to your eyeballs. Just make the money, and I can make it profitable for you. This is Green on Green, brought to you by Ingles Markets. Low prices, love the savings. We start in the college game. The Liberty Flames. They don't have Hugh Freeze anymore, and they're not real fun to watch, but they are profitable. One of the only teams in college football that's 4-0 against the spread to start the year, and they'll continue that tonight. They're a 21-point favorite at home against Sam Houston State, and I could easily see this game being 24-0. Liberty's one of the best rushing teams in the country. Only Air Force averages more yards per game than the Flames. Give me Liberty. I'll lay the 21. Next, Louisiana Tech's a 6-point dog at home against Western Kentucky. That's dumb to me. Western Kentucky is a really prolific pass offense, but they're not really efficient. And Louisiana Tech does a great job of stopping offenses like this. I'm taking La Tech in the money line to win this game outright. And in the NFL, the Washington Commanders are a 6-point favorite tonight at home, over under 44.5 against the lowly Chicago Bears. There's part of me that wants to take Chicago here because this feels way too easy. Short week, young quarterback, but then I come back to the Chicago Bears are still the Chicago Bears. Sam Howell should have a good night tonight. I look for a lot of good things on the offense. Give me the Commanders minus the 6. I'll go over the 44.5. I think Justin Fields could have another half like he had last week, just enough to get over the over. For more, find us on all the social medias at the Sportsocracy. And as always, love the savings with Ingles, love the winnings with me. Mull it out.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dry afternoon, mild afternoon. Don't get too used to this, however. The big changes coming for the weekend. Maybe even clicking on the heat. Today, 77. Some sun through the clouds. Tonight, cloudy, 58. Tomorrow, an afternoon shower, 75. Saturday, sunny, brisk, near 60 with a gusty breeze. Saturday night, 30s. Sunny Sunday, high only 60. From the Weather Channel, Ray Staging.
The Asheville Championship returns to Harrah's Cherokee Center in Asheville November 10th and 12th. This year's field is the best yet. The Clemson Tigers, Maryland Terrapins, Davidson Wildcats, and the Blazers of UAB. 4 exciting matchups with a champion to be crowned at one of the premier early season tournaments in college basketball. For more information and to get your tickets, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. That's AshevilleChampionship.com. It all starts in Asheville November 10th and 12th. Proudly sponsored by Ingles Market.
Careless debris burning is the leading cause of wildfires in North Carolina. Remember to keep your burn pile small, not tall, and never burn on dry, windy days or leave your fire unattended. Learn more at ncforestservice.gov. You are the best defense against wildfires.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Don't miss Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning's thrilling fall sale. Call now and mention ESPN Asheville to save $30 on your next cleaning or schedule online at ZeroResAsheville.com. You can't miss the Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning fall sale.
Aw, you know kids will be kids.
Oh, I don't know why they're trying to make a big deal of it. It's just a harmless rite of passage.
If she didn't want to be picked on, she shouldn't wear that thing on her head.
If he's going to dress that way, he's just asking for the extra attention.
It's just a stage. All kids face some bullying. They'll get over it.
That girl, she just brings it on herself. I don't feel bad for her at all.
It's just
all kids get something.
It's just a stage. It's just a harmless rite of passage.
Don't validate. Eliminate. All students in North Carolina deserve a safe learning environment without the threat of bullying. I'm Mark Jewell, president of the North Carolina Association of Educators. It's up to us as educators, as parents, as adults, to stand up on behalf of bullied students, identify, intervene, and advocate. One caring adult can make all the difference in the world.
Visit NEA.org/bullyfree. A message from the North Carolina Association of Educators.
The Sportsocracy.
We treat star athletes better because they're better people.
That's not fair!
Life isn't fair, kiddo. Get used to it.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
The Equus Television Network is on. Join Equus Television on the scene at the Tryon International Film Festival in beautiful Tryon, North Carolina from October 6th through October 8th. Equus Television is available for free on your favorite smart TV platforms and the all-new mobile app for iPhone and Android. Immerse yourself in the world of independent cinema and experience the magic of horses on the big screen during the event. Get your tickets online now for the Tryon International Film Festival. Then catch original programming, news, and documentaries while you discover the rich history and artistry behind horse breeding, training, and riding techniques that have been passed down through generations. Equus is your community, coming together from around the world to celebrate the love of the horse. Join Equus from October 6th through October 8th at the Tryon International Film Festival in beautiful Tryon, North Carolina. Get your free subscription now at www.equustelevision.net.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, check. That's check. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio. ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400, and the Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com. Click the live video link so you can subscribe to the channel. And then you can join us in the chat on a Threadbare Thursday. It's been a chock-full program already, but now it's Tar Heel time with the voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels, Jones Angel. The Tar Heels, they got a game coming up with Syracuse this Saturday at 3:30. You'll hear it right here on ESPN Asheville. Jones, welcome back in. Coming off of an off week. Did you get some rest at least?
I did. And Tank, before we get started, you may not have seen this. It just came out like 5 minutes ago. But big news for Tar Heel football, as the NCAA has now deemed that Tez Walker is eligible to play. And so he will be eligible to go starting this weekend. I would fully expect him to be out there some. I don't know if it would be as a full starter at this point or if it would take a game or two to get him acclimated to what the Tar Heels are doing. I know he's been practicing with the scout team for Carolina the last several weeks. So he has been now deemed eligible and will be available for the Heels starting Saturday against Syracuse.
Okay, hold on. I got to ask, what changed?
Well, I think Carolina and some outside entities have been continuing to work on this pretty stringently since you and I spoke a couple weeks ago and found out that at least at that point in time that he was going to be ineligible for the foreseeable future. You know, it's interesting in just reading some of the NCAA's statement on there. They were very aggressive towards Carolina in this statement, saying, and I'm quoting here, "It's unfortunate UNC failed to provide important information previously. UNC's behavior and decision to wage a public relations campaign is inappropriate and outside the bounds of the process. Had the UNC staff not behaved in this fashion and submitted information weeks ago, the entire unfortunate episode could have been avoided." So it sounds like certainly some a PR campaign being waged there by the NCAA in its response, trying to put some blame back on the Tar Heels. And quite honestly, Tank, I'm speaking on opinion here because I don't know the facts of this part of it. I would be stunned if there was new information that suddenly Carolina had found or was withholding in some way to lay out this case. So it has continued to be worked on in several different facets. A lot of it by some outside entities, and looks like ultimately, months later, the right decision was made, and Tez Walker is going to be able to play.
Awesome. Well, that's obviously big news for the Carolina offense. That I don't think we've struggled too much putting up points this year without him. Now it makes Drake even more of a weapon for opponents.
Yeah, and what it does is it really obviously provides some talent and some depth and some real skill on the outside. J.J. Jones has really been playing well for Carolina, that outside receiver. He's coming off a game against Pitt 2 weeks ago in Carolina's last action where he had career highs. He had 6 catches, 117 yards. He had a bunch of really impressive catches on the sideline to keep drives going. Had a big play, like a 52 or 53-yard catch in that game too. And so you were seeing some real development from J.J. Jones as an outstanding outside receiver. And now when you add Tez Walker into the mix, who Carolina felt as though the Tar Heels felt like Tez was going to be their top option on the outside, now all of a sudden you've got some pretty dynamic options on either side at the outside receiver. It also allows, and again, I'm speaking kind of an opinion here, Tank. I haven't had enough time to talk to any coaches or hear them talk about it yet. My guess is Kobe Paysour, who had been moved to the outside, now he gets a chance to come back into that slot position, and he and Nate McCollum can share some reps at that slot spot where they have both been effective. And Paysour's numbers, I think he had something like in 2 games where he was an outside receiver, he had 4 catches, and in 2 games where he was primarily at the slot, he had something like 13 or 14 catches. And so it was a big difference as far as his production in the 2 spots. And so you're adding a terrific player, and you're adding talent, you're adding depth, and I think you're allowing also Carolina to kind of shuffle its deck to the more natural place, which will certainly be a big benefit for Carolina's passing attack.
Well, the Tar Heels coming in this weekend against Syracuse, 4-0 on the season. They're coming off the bye here, so how are we doing injury-wise as far as with the week that we've had? Is this a big bonus?
Yeah, it felt like the bye came early this year for Carolina, but I do think it was a positive, particularly for the middle of that offensive line. I think, and I'll knock on wood a little bit for the most part, the Tar Heels have been relatively healthy this season, but the spot that really was hurting them was that guard position. And their 3 top guys, Willie Lampkin, Jonathan Adorno, and Ed Montelis, they have varied from missing games completely. Lampkin, for example, has not played in the last 2, to playing at below 100% out there, all 3 of them dealing with some lower body injuries. Fortunately, none of them were considered season-long injuries, but they were problems that were causing those guys to compete at less than their full capacity. And so I think particularly there, Carolina was welcome to get a little bit of time to try and allow those guys to heal. Because, Tank, I do think you have seen both the production in the run game and the pressure on the quarterback. You have seen those Carolina's run production drop and the pressure on Drake May rise over these last 2 games, as the Tar Heels have been dealing with those problems at the guard position. And so I think that was a big benefit for them. Willie Lampkin, in particular, the Coastal Carolina transfer, really was good in the first 2 weeks against South Carolina and Appalachian. So potentially getting him back, and if it doesn't happen this week, it's very soon. I would think it would be this week, but I don't know that 100%. that will be a big plus for Carolina's offensive line, and getting Montelis and Adorno healthier will be a big plus. And so that's a big benefit for Carolina, I think, offensively.
All right, let's talk about the matchup this weekend. Syracuse, what do they bring into the table that the Tar Heels are going to be focusing on?
Sure. Syracuse had a good year so far. They're 4-1. They are coming off their first loss of the season against Clemson last week, but that just means they'll be a little more focused and ready to go for sure. Two things really stand out to me, Tank, about Syracuse. Number one is their quarterback's really, really good, a North Carolina guy. Garrett Schrader, former Charlotte Christian, I think was his high school, definitely in the Charlotte area, and started his career at Mississippi State. Then made his way to Syracuse, and he's been really good. He's an older player, and in watching him play, you can see that he's older. You can just tell that he's in command of what he's doing back there, and whether that's spreading the ball around or, which is what is his biggest strength, in my opinion, is his ability to run. It's not a lot of design runs, but it's a lot of, hey, the pocket's breaking down, I need to get out of here and get some positive yards. It's a rollout where you have the option to throw or pass, and he makes the right choice. And he's just really, really skilled with his legs and his decision-making as far as when to throw, when to pass, or when to run, when to tuck it, when to kind of call the play, if you will, and just say, hey, I'm going to get what I can. He's been really impressive, and there is nothing harder as a defense than trying to stop a quarterback who can get you that 3rd and 9 conversion when it's a pass play and you've defended everything well, and then he can run for 10 yards and keep the drive going. That's really tough to defend, and Schrader's really good at that. And then defensively, they have 16 sacks through 5 games. They have 6 interceptions through 5 games. So they're very active and aggressive defensively. It's been a big change for them on that side. Rocky Long, who's a longtime coach, he's 72 years old. He's mostly, almost exclusively, really, spent his whole career as either a defensive coordinator or a head coach, or sometimes both, on the West Coast. And so he is their first-year defensive coordinator, and he has made a difference. They run the 3-3-5. They're super aggressive. They bring pressure from different areas, kind of keep you guessing in that regard. And so for Carolina, it is very much about keeping composure, being a little patient up front, and being able to handle that pressure. Because if you can, there are some opportunities there. But Syracuse is trying to make you make a mistake. They're trying to rush you into something, and then they take advantage of it. And so for the Tar Heels, it is all about staying composed, making good decisions, and then hitting those opportunities when you have them.
Yeah, I think this is a really gauge it kind of a game for Syracuse, right? Clemson's still at the top of the ACC. They're still considered, in that contender category amongst ACC teams. Syracuse hasn't, other than the Clemson game, they haven't played anybody, right? It's like William and Mary and Army, and so I think this is a gauge it game for them to see just how good they really are.
Yeah, their schedule was they played Colgate and Western Michigan to start off, and they were significantly better than both those teams. The Colgate game was ridiculous. It was like 51-0 at halftime. I think it finished 65-0.
Yeah.
So those two teams are Syracuse much better than. I will say Army. Syracuse has better personnel than Army, but Army's just a hard team to play. They run the option. We know. I think anybody who follows college football has an idea of what type of team Army is, and that is not easy to prepare for in 1 week. In fact, Army led that game at halftime. I'll give Syracuse credit. It played much better in the second half of that game to eventually get the win. You mentioned the Clemson game, and then the one game that neither one of us have mentioned so far, I think is the most impressive performance that Syracuse has. They went on the road and beat Purdue.
Yeah.
And Purdue's not great this year, but they still went on the road to a Big Ten team and got the victory, and got the victory by multiple scores, and really controlled that game, forced a bunch of turnovers. Schrader in that game rushed for nearly 200 yards from the quarterback spot, so that they were really good in that game. And so this is the Carolina game will be just the second road game for them this season so far, in addition to that trip to Purdue. So I agree with you, but I also think it probably is a little bit of a gauge-it game for Carolina, and in the sense that you're going against another team that feels like it's probably good enough to get to the ACC championship, but has to do something to do so. And so these are the type of games that you're going to find the separation for that group. And Carolina, and here's the thing, Tank. I think Carolina has an opportunity to do something special this year. You don't often get a Hall of Fame head coach with one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Now all of a sudden you got this Tez Walker news, so you're adding a legitimate big-time all-ACC type of threat at the wide receiver position. You have a defense that is mature and is clearly better, not where it wants to be ultimately, but getting there. I mean, you've got a lot of pieces for something special right now. And so you can't let these opportunities slide by. So you're going against a team that you're going to be favored against. You're at home, but they're good. So don't sit here and sleepwalk. Be ready to go. And if you're ready to go and you're the Tar Heels, then you have an opportunity this week. And quite honestly, Tank, while the schedule is not easy, you've got Duke, you've got at Clemson, you got to go to State, you got Miami. There's some really big-time games on there, but Carolina can win every game it has left. That doesn't mean it's going to, but it can. And so that you don't let these type of seasons slip away with a half-baked performance. And so you show up, you're ready to go, and the Tar Heels can take advantage of every opportunity they have.
Yeah, by no means calling Syracuse or saying that Syracuse was, preparing for this game as a prove-it game. Did I mean that the Tar Heels were not in that situation? Because I think what Carolina football has taught us over the years is that every game is a prove-it game for the Tar Heels.
That's probably right.
Yeah, when you're ranked in the top 15, as the Tar Heels are right now, and you're 4-0, everybody starts talking about what's the next step. Where are we going? Well, are we going to be actual contenders in the ACC? Jeremy Green, Mr. Florida State fan, sitting across from me while you were talking here, doing the whole rock hand gesture, like bring it on. The Seminoles are ready for the Tar Heels if they're going to make it to the championship game.
I don't want to play Carolina.
He said he doesn't want to play Carolina.
Well, look, I do think that Carolina and Florida State in this discussion, that they are both in that group of, I'm going to say maybe 4 or 5 teams right now that I think it is totally realistic for them to think that they could be playing in Charlotte at the end of the year.
No doubt.
And so when you have a team that is good enough to do it, you can't let these opportunities go by. To have a home game against a good team in Syracuse, but a team that I think Carolina is better than, but that is a good team, you've got to go out there and make it happen. And so the Tar Heels, to me right now, they seem like a confident group. They seem like a team that is comfortable, not with what they have achieved, but comfortable in how they are successful and comfortable in how they give themselves the best chance to win. And so we'll see if that continues this weekend. Because, look, Tank, this is the first of 3 straight home games, and it's Miami next week, who's very good, and it's Virginia after that, who's having a hard year, but it's a rivalry game. And so these will be a big 3 weeks coming up for the Heels, starting with Syracuse on Saturday.
No doubt. 3:30 start here on ESPN Asheville. We'll have the pregame kicking off at, an hour before, so 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. Jones Angel and the rest of the crew going to be on the call for you. You hear all the Tar Heel football right here on ESPN Asheville all season long. Jones, hopefully next week when we touch base with you, we're talking about a Tar Heel win.
Yeah, and we're not getting breaking news like 2 minutes before we go on, Tank. That'll be good, too. Unless it's really good for the Heels, then I'm all for it. But looking forward to talking with you next week.
Right. When I talk to you next week, maybe we'll be talking about a Tez Walker ACC Player of the Week award.
I like where your head's at, Tank. I like it.
All right, brother, we will touch base with you next week for another Tar Heel Time with Jones Angel. And if you want to go to Chapel Hill this weekend to see the Syracuse Orange in action against the Tar Heels, I got a pair of tickets. Just give me a call right now at 225-4988. 225-4988. 2 tickets to go see Carolina and Syracuse this weekend. Call now. We'll make you a winner. The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP,
The Beast Unleashed.
with 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan. The Beast Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed available at your local retailer.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cot?
It's ESPN Asheville. You're listening to the Sportsocracy everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We've made Bruce a winner. Pastor Bruce called in. He's going to the Tar Heel game this weekend.
I love that so many pastors listen to us. We're like the official sports program of pastors, and I didn't see that coming when we started this show, but we appreciate all of you and all of your prayers and dutiful service. probably why I haven't done dumber things in my
I
life.
think there's a tagline in that somewhere. The Sportsocracy, the show you have to ask forgiveness for listening to. Actually, that might be a T-shirt. You love making your T-shirts.
I do love making
Still
T-shirts.
waiting on my Run the Damn Ball T-shirt. Where's that at?
You have to order it. It's in our store.
I thought that was just one of those things you're going to hand me, like our wonderful Beer Cities Football Club shirts that we got.
I did hand you those.
You did. You did. And those are available on our website, thesportsocracy.com.
Come in a lovely teal, a charcoal, a Florida State red, and a blue.
Yep. So Pastor Bruce, he's going to see the Tar Heels this weekend, or he's getting the tickets to go to Chapel Hill. 3:30 start, 2:30 coverage starts here on ESPN Asheville on Saturday. We're just making everybody winners, right? We're sending Peter, who was our winner yesterday, for the Asheville Championship tickets, which is coming up, by the way, November 10th and the 12th at Harris Cherokee Center, Asheville. The Asheville Championship returning for another exciting year. And it's the best field that they've had so far for this tournament. Clemson, Maryland, Davidson, and UAB. Get your tickets. And for more information, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. Proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets. And we're going to have another pair of tickets for the Asheville Championship both days to give away later in this here program. So stick with us here on ESPN Asheville. All right, we got Thursday night football going on tonight. That's
Did I hear Jones Angel breaking news on our show?
He did, and
that's the second time he's done that.
He's not clued into the dance, so I didn't hit the button while he was in on it. But,
Thank you.
But I mean,
don't embarrass me in front of professional people.
Oh well, I mean, look, sometimes you get great news and you just have to. Yeah.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
Breaking news dance. Taz Walker. He's back with the Tar Heels.
I need you to,
for the first time.
I need you to never do that underbite thing.
Oh,
ever
you
again.
got to. That's when you know it's good, when you're just getting into it. You know what I'm talking about.
I do, but I really hate that I heard you talking about it. Maybe I'll call one of these pastors and see if they got some holy water that they can rub on my temples and make me forget that you just said that.
You bite the lip, get on one leg, it's just just getting into it, man. I love my job. What?
Obviously.
Taz Walker, he is back for the Tar Heels. All right, like I said, I guess back for the first time, being cleared by the NCAA. So I always love it when we have breaking news on the show. And you know what? Jones said he hopes that we don't have breaking news next week. To me, that makes his segments even better. Because that's now the second time he's come on and said, hey, 5 seconds ago, something happened with Taz Walker.
Yeah, I do love the new time slot where we don't have to do that fun thing where nothing breaks during our show. It only happens 3 hours before or 36 seconds after.
Right.
Well, it's always fun. Hey, news just broke at 6:01. Awesome. We'll talk about it 21 hours from now when all of you have been bludgeoned with it.
Indeed. Speaking of breaking news, there's a story out now from Northwestern University. Pat Fitzgerald, who was fired, is now suing the school. $130 million is what he is seeking.
Okay. That number is ludicrous. I want, we don't talk politics on this show, something we're very proud of. But I do want to grandstand for a moment that when I become mayor of this fine city, I'm going to look to pass legislation about civil litigation of you got to stop throwing out these dumb numbers. Also, just stop suing people.
I think you also need to learn what mayors do.
I don't know.
And what they can control, because that's not a mayor thing. But okay, go ahead.
Governor, President, I will not stop until my agenda has been heard.
He's going to win Asheville and Woodford and Leicester. Rah!
Well, it's not Leicester. It's Leicester. If it was Leicester, it'd be L-E-S-T-E-R.
You're definitely never getting elected if you can't say the name of the town right.
Well, I mean, I can say it. It just doesn't seem like a lot of other people. There's too many syllables there, folks.
Pat Fitzgerald wanted $130 million. Look, if he's right, and he had no part in what was going on in his locker room and all of that, and he feels like he's been wrongfully terminated, which is the case here, I mean, I get that you want something in return, but $130 million, isn't that 3 times what his damn contract was?
It's a lot. He basically had a lifetime deal with Northwestern. I mean, but here's the thing. I don't understand how you go into a court proceeding like that, knowing all the things that we know there, and you say, I'm taking the moral high ground because I didn't know. Okay, well, this is one of those times that either you did know and you're lying to me, or you didn't know and you're an idiot. And there's really no in between. If all of the accusations and things that have been lobbed at Northwestern, if those are all true, I can't physically believe that a coach didn't know. I struggle to believe that you didn't have something to do with it. I'm not accusing that. I'm just, I played a lot of sports in my life. I don't see how you would not know that. And then to come with this lawsuit, this almost feels like some of those things Dan Snyder did of, well, I did things wrong, but you were wronger, and I deserve my comeuppance on that.
Yeah.
This is why I wish I was a judge. Judge Mullet. Guilty. Hey, we don't do guilty in civil proceedings. We do in my courtroom.
Guilty.
Mm-hmm. But what does that mean? I don't know. They didn't really explain that when I got this job. They handed me a robe, and I sat here.
That's like when you get elected mayor and go, I want to change the pay structure for lawsuits. And they go, you don't have any control over the court, sir. I don't care.
What do I do as mayor? Well, you sit at a lot of meetings. I'm not going to do any of that. That sounds terrible. That sounds genuinely awful.
I'm going to need you to show up to some groundbreakings, maybe cut some ribbons on some businesses. And that's about it.
Huh. Yeah. I'm gonna aim higher. I'm aiming higher.
That you should. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dry afternoon, mild afternoon. Don't get too used to this, however. The big change is coming for the weekend. Maybe even clicking on the heat. Today, 77. Some sun through the clouds. Tonight, cloudy, 58. Tomorrow, an afternoon shower, 75. Saturday, sunny, brisk, near 60 with a gusty breeze. Saturday night, 30s. Sunny Sunday, high only 60. From the Weather Channel, Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
The iHeartRadio Asheville Pro Football Pick'em Challenge is back. Just log on to WWNC.com and go to contest, and you can sign in to make your picks. Each weekly winner wins a $50 gift card to Asheville Pizza and Brewing. Make your picks now.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This week in the Buncombe County Game of the Week, it's Irwin at AC Reynolds. The Rockets coming off a big emotional win against Asheville High. Irwin had the week off to get healed up and get set for the Rockets. Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 6:30 with a kickoff at 7. On AM 1400, Tuscola is back on the road at East Henderson. Cowboy John Roden and the gang will be along with a pregame starting at 7. The best high school football coverage is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The Asheville Championship returns to Harrah's Cherokee Center in Asheville November 10th and 12th. This year's field is the best yet. The Clemson Tigers, Maryland Terrapins, Davidson Wildcats, and the Blazers of UAB. 4 exciting matchups with a champion to be crowned at one of the premier early season tournaments in college basketball. For more information and to get your tickets, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. That's AshevilleChampionship.com. It all starts in Asheville November 10th and 12th. Proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Jeremy, you know what time it is. It's time to get...
Who's gonna break the news?
No.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the
It's the words you've been waiting for me to say for the last 4 years, Jeremy. Commander is out of the White House. It's not the one you wanted, though.
Oh.
It's the dog.
I've never considered him commander. If I was in the Secret Service, his call name would be asleep at the wheel.
President Joe Biden's dog Commander no longer allowed to stay at the White House. I guess he's in the doghouse? Oh, that was horrible. That was terrible, and I apologize. No, I don't, because that's what I do. The German Shepherd has been involved in a lot of bitey incidents. I think this is 14 times now that the dog has bitten someone inside the White House.
There's a report today that it was actually more than that.
Yeah, and I'm sure it is, because you don't want to, you don't want to put it out there every time the dog bites somebody. Just like they don't want to put it out there every time the real commander falls asleep in a meeting. You don't want that out there.
Or the real first son-in-law is found with a crack pipe in an airport.
Don't do crime.
We're just going to keep doing it because it's fun.
It is. Commander is now the second first dog, I guess, that has had to be eschewed from the White House. Why? Why can we not have a dog that doesn't bite people in the White House? It doesn't seem like a hard ask. I have no idea what you thought was so funny right there.
In my head. Can't say it.
And this is where Jeremy lost control of himself.
Yep, I was. I'm gonna put it in the chat because that needs to be shared.
No more commander at the White House. The dog has been sent away because he can't stop biting people.
Oh, Tank's going to see that in the chat here momentarily, and he will start laughing like I am. I have two stories that both have to do with OnlyFans.
Oh, great.
The first one is about Australian influencer Minky Mina, who apparently told her subscribers, there it was, he found it, and told her subscribers that if they would get her name tattooed on them, she would give them a lifetime subscription to her OnlyFans. At which point, a 22-year-old Australian man took her up on it. Okay. I don't know if you've ever dated somebody that has somebody else's name tattooed on them.
No.
But I have. And
of course you have.
I have. I actually had. I dated one that had 4 names tattooed on her. She didn't choose all that. She wasn't
those aren't
really
your
choosy.
children, we're gonna have discussions.
Nope. Sure wasn't. Sure wasn't.
Yeah. How many cigarettes did she put out on your couch?
A lot. It doesn't really get better. Like, no matter how long you're with somebody, you see somebody else's name tattooed on them, you're like, that's gonna irritate me. Unless I change my name or you cut that hand off, this is going to be a problem. I just want to know how you explain that to your next girlfriend. Like you've got Minky on your wrist. What is that, your kid's name? Nope. Ex-girlfriend? Nope. Is it worse than that? Yep. It's a girl I follow on OnlyFans. I'm sure that's going to go over well on Tinder dates.
This is why you never tell the truth.
What are you going to say? Minky was my cat?
It was my.
I got my cat's name tattooed on my wrist?
It was my most favorite character in Pac-Man. I don't know. I'm not going to tell her that it's a, porn star.
Oh. It's bad call. You do make
I'm
it
not
up.
going to do it. Yeah. Lost a bet. Some guy named Minka Fitzpatrick, and he made me put Minky.
I'm a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And my tattoo artist didn't understand that I said Minka.
Yeah.
And he put Minky. That guy's going to end up being one of those guys that pays $500 a month for Tinder. Have you seen that?
No.
There is now a subscription level on Tinder that's $500 a month.
Why? What does it get you?
Look, you tell me I don't know what mayors do, and you're right. So I'm going to say when I become president of the universe, I want to take all the people that pay $500 a month for Tinder, and we're going to put them on an island, and we're going to make it the ugliest reality show in the history of time.
What do people go to Tinder for? This is a rhetorical question. I'm just going to ask it to the group, and then you guys just figure this out. What do people go to Tinder for? Okay, so now we're going to be paying $500 a month for this? I believe that's called something else.
That starts with a P and ends in prostitution.
Exactly.
Selling's legal. That's legal. Why is selling that not legal? My second story is about an OnlyFans model in Minneapolis. It just so happens this OnlyFans model has a day job. Police officer.
Okay.
She initiated a traffic stop and pulled over one of her subscribers. And it has led to her being identified and suspended from the police department after the man called and reported that was her second job.
Yep.
How'd that interaction go? License and registration. You look really familiar for some reason. Have I met you before? Goes to get back in the car. I got it! I know! I remember! Be uncomfortable if your wife was in the car.
Yeah.
How do you know her? How do you know the cop pulled us over? I don't know.
Watch a lot of news.
She was the bailiff in a trial. I was a juror.
You've never told me about that.
I watch a lot of true crime stuff.
That is a special one. I'm just saying, look, you can't get away with this, right? I mean, for everybody, from the cop to there was somebody that was running for office the other day that got caught with an OnlyFans page. The internet is not a secret place, right? We all know this. You can't have anything private on the internet.
No.
And if you put your privates on the internet, those are definitely not staying private.
That's how they become publics. You don't want that. Oh, you don't want that. If you're new to this program and you've heard the last 10 minutes, it doesn't get better. This is what we do.
Indeed.
And they pay us to do it.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Follow us on all the social medias at the Sportsocracy. And either, neither, both. You want to play a little round of either, neither, both here?
Oh, wait, I forgot we got 5 on at the end of this. Yeah, let's go.
I mean, we got time.
Let's go ahead.
We got all the time in the world here. Either, neither, both. Jeremy, either, neither, both. You want to be a cop or an OnlyFans person?
Well, I've always said I wanted to start my own OnlyFans, but I'm afraid I'd be that guy that only had 2 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
2's worse than 0. 0, you're like, oh, nobody's seen it yet. It hasn't gone viral. At 2, you're like, oh, nobody wants to see it.
Do you get to see like who your subscribers are? I'm just curious. You know more about this than I do, so I'm just curious if you have a subscriber.
I'm not sure I like being that guy. That I'm the OF informational director of the show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I was.
I know at least
wondering.
3 people we can ask.
I mean that's how YouTube works, right? I mean, we can see who subscribes to it. So is OnlyFans like the same way?
Well, I mean, sometimes.
As I was gonna say, your 2 you'd really be upset when you clicked on it and you found out that your 2 subscribers were your wife and your dad. Only because he wanted to support the business, you know? I mean, I'm not looking at it. I'm just.
I almost just ruined $10,000 worth of equipment because you said that at the worst possible time. Oh, good Lord. This is the stupidest show on radio. There is no way there are 2 people that do dumber radio than we do.
Yeah, but it's entertaining.
It's entertaining and it's popular.
Hey, that's right.
You know what? We're
all the pastors listen to us.
no matter what you do, we're here to just bring a little levity to sports and pop culture.
Well, yeah, because the world is such a dark place. Why do we have to do that here? That's 100%. Always been my philosophy. All right, Jeremy, either, neither, both. You got a good one for today?
I do.
All right.
Either, neither, both. Tonight, Thursday night football. Is there anything that could happen that come Monday morning, Ron Rivera is not the head coach of the Washington Commanders, or Matt Eberflus is not the head coach of the Chicago Bears?
I'm going to say both.
Both have 10 days till their next game.
Yeah, I'm going to say both. There are things that can happen in this game that will cost them their jobs.
What does that take?
Okay, the Washington Commanders lose.
So you think they lose and it's just done?
Just lose.
You just turn it over to be enemy at that point?
I would.
Even at 2-3?
I would. Because if you can't beat the Bears, you got a major problem. I got the Bears at home after they've just been basically embarrassed for the last 4 weeks and don't have any kind of momentum coming into this game. There's nothing that I can look at and go, I could take positive things away from a loss to the Chicago Bears. No, sir. And I would be, but of course I've been on the fire Ron Rivera bandwagon for what, since middle of last season.
I was about to say, Ron cut me off in traffic. Fire him! It's been you for an extended period of time.
He's just played out to me and not an effective NFL coach as far as winning games. Matt Eberflus, you get blown out. I mean, biblical proportions. And he's gone. If it's a close, scrappy game, I could possibly see where Ron might get fired, but Eberflus doesn't.
I don't think there is a path that Ron Rivera gets fired.
Okay.
You're seeing too much growth here. This is not the time you do it. Even losing to the Bears. And this came directly off I don't remember which blog that was that I read. Ron was coaching for his job, and I went, I don't know what you're watching because that's not how I feel at all. If Chicago gets embarrassed tonight, I have a funny feeling Matt Eberflus this will be his last night as the head coach of the Bears.
Yeah.
You just have no traction. You've played 3 games. 2 of them were against bad teams. You got pretty well handled in one of those against the Buccaneers. You had every opportunity to win a game against the Broncos, who were the other worst team in the league. And you found a way to let that go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you play a realistic NFL franchise and you just get the doors blown off of you. And I have a funny feeling it's going to happen tonight, too.
Yeah, and if they do, it's a warning sign. And the Chicago Bears fans, I have to imagine even at this point there are Chicago Bears fans just pining for the days of Mark Trestman, if that tells you anything. That's how bad Matt Eberflus has been.
Hey, they did Trestman dirty. Then he went to the CFL.
Mm-hmm.
Trestman was
How did you do him dirty? He was not good.
No, but he's better than Matt Eberflus.
That's why I said.
Who sounds
that's
like
how bad this has been.
Matt Eberflus, who sounds like a character from the Lorax.
Right. Okay. All right. Either, neither, both. Let's go NFL, and let's go crappy NFL teams. Either, neither, both. Are you selling all of your stock in these teams if they lose again this weekend? The Carolina Panthers against the Detroit Lions? Or is it Let's go. Now, you didn't have any stock in them to begin with, so I can't use them.
I was about to say I don't have any in Carolina either, so this is going to be a pretty easy question.
Or is it, let's go Green Bay Packers against the Las Vegas Raiders.
That has revenge game. I'll say neither. I don't have any stock in the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
I look at this and go, you're headed down a path that is not good. If the NFL draft was today, you would have given up the number 2 pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason not one, because the Bears have played a lesser schedule than you. So for me, it's neither. I don't think Green Bay can do anything. That's a Devontae Adams revenge game. I am at the point, though, I heard something about Devontae Adams today, that he's apparently committed to playing in Vegas for an extended period of time, and it's because he believes in Aiden O'Connell. I understand every one of those words, but I do not understand them in that order. You were upset playing with Jordan Love. Like, that was going to be the end-all, be-all. You had to get out of Green Bay because you didn't want to play with Jordan Love. But you're okay playing with Farva. All right. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say neither. I don't think Green Bay can do anything that will really – I think I know what that team is. They're one of those 4 that fit into that 15, 16, 17, 18 tier. And that's where they're going to be. Because I don't think you can do anything that will impress me enough to believe that you're higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
But it would also take something special for me to think you're worse than that.
Mm-hmm. Everybody knows how I feel about the Las Vegas Raiders, so I would 100% be selling anything I had in the Green Bay Packers should they lose that game. It's not really going to tell me anything when the Panthers lose.
No,
right?
I mean, they really have no shot.
No, you're playing the Detroit Lions, and even the rosiest colored glasses Panthers fan looks at this and goes, we might have a 2.5% chance to win this game. You're not expected to. Make it look good, and you can bolster the fan base, but you lose this game, you're not losing anything per se.
All right, before we take the commercial break, before 5 on it, I got one for you.
Okay.
Either, neither, both. This NFL season, does Jonathan Taylor play a game for the Indianapolis Colts? Any other team? Either, neither, or both. He came out today. He was asked by the media of where his head was at with his trade request. His response was, I'm here right now. Mm-hmm. That speaks volumes that those bridges have not been mended.
Yep. And I think he will play for both. I'll go both.
So you think he will play
he gets on the field this week.
I don't.
With the Indianapolis Colts. It may not be a lot, but I think he'll get some reps in there.
If you're planning on trading him, you should not put him on that field one time.
Because
there is a possibility that something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't played. He's not up to health standard, up to par. And next thing you know, you got a guy that's walking out the door for $0 US dollars at the end of this year.
Are they down the road with anybody? Has anybody beaten down that path far?
Anything that I can confirm, no. The Packers are out.
And that's kind of my point is, okay, I mean, this is a piece that we have to use. Maybe there's concern out there from other teams of, well, I don't want to bring him in because I don't know what he looks like. So I'm going to put him on display.
And see, to me, that would be like having a classic car and somebody 500 miles away tells you, well, I can't really glean anything from pictures, so you're going to have to drive that to me. Nope, I'm not going to do that because one jackass cuts me off in traffic, and now I have a big old paperweight.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
I'm going to go both. I think he does play for them, and I think he probably will get traded before the deadline and play for somebody else.
I will say either. I think it's somebody else. And my money is still on the Rams, but there are a couple other teams that I've heard that we can talk about at a later time.
Yep. We got bangers coming up next with Jeremy. It's time for the parlay of the night. Have you hit one of these yet?
I came one short earlier.
2 weeks ago, I think.
That was last week. Yeah.
Last week. Okay. Last week he came close. Today he's got an 8-legger for you on tonight's action, college, and pro. His banger's coming up next. And, of course, top of the hour, we'll be getting into the daily draft.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. When dining out or shopping at the grocery store, ask for sustainable seafood. By choosing sustainable seafood, you can help reduce overfishing, bycatch, loss of top predators, illegal fishing, and other harmful environmental impacts. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
October the 19th through the 22nd, it's the Leaf Festival back in Black Mountain at beautiful Lake Eden. Come and celebrate the legends of the Americas with a great musical lineup: Hallucination, Martha Redbone, the Dan Tyminski Band, Donna the Buffalo, and a whole lot more. Of course, Leaf is more than just the music. It's the arts, the food, the vendors, and all of the beauty of Lake Eden. For more information and to get your tickets, go to theleaf.org. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia Asheville.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly, so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Get unlimited wireless from Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Learn more at boostinfinite.com.
I gave you the picks for the games in the first hour, but how do you make a crazy amount of money? You parlay it. You go same game parlays on everything I gave you earlier. Liberty minus the 21, under 46 against Sam Houston State. That's plus 325 by itself. Louisiana Tech in the money line over the 60.5. That's plus 450 by itself. Washington Commanders minus the 6, over 44.5. Terry McLaurin, anytime touchdown scorer, and Khalil Herbert, anytime touchdown scorer. You take all those to betus.com. You use our promo code Sportsocracy, get a 125% deposit match and up to 30 risk-free bets. You put 5 on it like I am, and if I'm right, that $5 turns into $1,753. Take all those to betus.com, use our promo code, and you can wager football with us all season long.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dry afternoon, mild afternoon. Don't get too used to this, however. The big changes coming for the weekend. Maybe even clicking on the heat. Today, 77. Some sun through the clouds. Tonight, cloudy 58. Tomorrow and afternoon, showers 75. Saturday, sunny, brisk, near 60 with a gusty breeze. Saturday night, 30s. Sunny Sunday, high only 60. From the Weather Channel, Ray Staging.
AutoStar family dealerships need your car today, and you can get cash today for a clean, late model vehicle. Listen, AutoStar is always paying more than the big box retailers, and they're paying it now. Deal with a real, local, trustworthy live person and get paid top dollar for your vehicle the day you arrive. Ain't no waiting weeks to get your check from AutoStar. Sell your car online right now at AutoStarUSA.com.
Buy your next car from an AutoStar.
Vehicle must have a title at hand. Same day defined as 24 hours from valid seller's agreement. Checks will be issued for vehicles in equity only.
Some have said that rallying middle schoolers is a lot like herding cats. To the moms and dads out there who control the chaos and make herding cats look more like corralling kittens, we at Ingles tip our hats. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
The Sportsocracy.
Take all this, burn it, okay? Gasoline, kerosene, either one. Burn it.
Get unlimited wireless from Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Learn more at boostinfinite.com.
Latinos are driving prosperity, power, and progress in America. Yet 77% of Hispanics don't know about their contributions to the country. From population growth to representation, economy, and education, Latinos are advancing positively and driving American progress. This Hispanic Heritage Month, it's your turn to speak about how Latinos are driving the growth and shaping the culture of the U.S. Let's elevate together the narrative of our community as who we are, Hispanic Stars. For more information, go to HispanicStar.org.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from your friends at ESPN Asheville.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400, and the Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. You can see us live in the Ingalls studio as well on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com. We got the live video link right there in the middle of the page. Just click on it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you're not already. That way you can join us in the chat. Oh, man, we got a lot of guys, a lot of people in the chat having fun with either, neither, both. We might have to cobble those together and hit those coming up after the daily draft. It's the way we start out the third hour of the program most days, the daily draft, and we've been requested to do top rookies so far in the NFL through 4 weeks of the season. Jeremy,
and I would like to put the caveat on this of no quarterbacks.
Okay.
We talked about the quarterbacks yesterday. So, C.J. Stroud's been better than we thought. Anthony Richardson's been fine.
Well,
Bryce Young, not so much.
I would have a feeling that would be a quarterback. You're really just cutting out C.J. Stroud here because I don't feel like there's anybody with an IQ above salad dressing who goes, yeah, Bryce Young looks really good right now. It's just not, hadn't been there just yet. So, daily draft here, plus keep tuning, keep listening in because we got another chance for you to win some tickets to the Asheville Championship coming up on later on in this hour. We've already made Bruce a winner today. He's picked up the tickets to go to this week's Tar Heels game against Syracuse, 3:30 on ESPN Asheville this Saturday afternoon. And we want to make sure that if you want to go, you get your chance at the tickets for the Asheville Championship November 10th and the 12th at Harris Cherokee Center, Asheville, sponsored by Ingalls Markets. Low prices. Love the savings. Today's daily draft. All right, top rookies. Who's going first here?
I'll let you go first.
You're going to let me go first. All right. I mean, I think I did get you on the draft yesterday. It was pretty close. But the Chandler Jones pick I thought was Shifsky's.
Yeah, I'd smoked you like a deli meat. But
No, not so much. All right.
No doubt.
No. Daily draft. Top rookie of the year. What?
Patrick Holt asked, which salad dressing has the highest IQ?
I would think that would be, it's definitely not ranch.
No, ranch
lives in the trailer park somewhere.
Ranch lives in Jacksonville, Florida, for sure, and is a huge Florida Gators
It
fan.
would have to be some kind of a balsamic vinaigrette.
That's where
Something
I'm at.
fancy.
Caesar would be really high.
Mm-hmm.
Caesar's got a formidable palate. Definitely circles its wine around, smells it, and tells you of the tannins. Honey mustard's going to be pretty low.
Yeah.
Honey mustard probably went to college with me.
Yep.
It's not quite ranch, but it's close.
Okay. All right. Ketchup. Where's ketchup falling in that category?
Considering that's not salad dressing.
I just like ketchup.
I put ketchup. I don't eat vegetables. I don't eat green things.
I would say Thousand Island's pretty high on the list.
It's my favorite salad dressing.
Okay, excuse me, pretty low on the list.
Greek, also pretty high. That was said in the YouTube chat by Patrick Holt.
Okay, all right. Blue cheese, where does it fall?
Blue cheese is the con man that people think they're really smart, and then they figure out, no, everything they've ever told you was just a big old lie. Blue cheese is disgusting.
You're so weird.
How am I weird? I don't like funky cheese. I'm good.
It's the greatest.
What?
It's the greatest. How dare you eat your chicken wings with anything other than
you
blue
eat that
cheese.
with ranch like an American.
All right, top rookies. Whew. I got a number one pick here. There's a few that deserve to be in this discussion for the number one pick. I'm going to go with Puka Nacua.
I was about to say, if you take anybody but him, you're out of your mind.
But now, to me, it's close between him and a couple of others. But the reason I'm going with Puka is because he's done something that nobody else has done since he came into the league. And he wasn't high-priced talent, right? He wasn't no doubt or first-round pick. This is a guy that Los Angeles picked up, and we all went, oh, he's fast. But I don't know how he translates. And then he comes in, and he's I don't want to say he's as good. I'll say he's as effective so far as Cooper Kupp is. And he's only been in the league for 4 games.
I will be very intrigued to see what this offense looks like with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. I mean, he's been the fantasy pickup of the year. I do find it funny in the Vampire League, Jeremy was asleep at the wheel and forgot to pick him up.
Oh.
Or he'd be on my team, and I would be 3-1. Instead, 1-3.
Not too great.
Hey, it's tough to win when you didn't draft a team.
Mm-hmm. It is.
But I've seen the reports from the Rams that Cooper Kupp was back at practice yesterday, and if you can find a way to integrate those two, and the reports coming out of Rams camp are true that having both of those guys that are such technicians route-wise are going to open up things for Tutu Atwell, that offense may be better than we think.
If you're an analytics person, the analytics love Puka Nacua. Would you like to guess where he's at on the list of rookies in their PFF receiving grades through the first 4 weeks of the season, dating back to 2006?
Oh, I thought you were about to ask me this year. One by a lot.
He's not. He's 2. Who's ahead of him?
This year?
No.
Okay.
Since 2006.
No, I said I thought you were about to ask me if it was this year.
No. Since 2006, rookie receiving grade through 4 games, only one guy's higher than Puka Nacua.
I don't know.
It's Mr. Bagging Groceries himself, Justin Jefferson.
Oh, God.
It's the only one. Puka has been phenomenal.
He has been fantastic.
All right, your turn.
To me, he was the no doubt number 1 pick.
Your turn to ruin this for me.
Oh, my number 1 pick is Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
He hasn't gotten enough tote, but good Lord have mercy, is he good, and he can do everything. One of the most maddening things that I see coaches do, and I understand why you're doing it. To me, it's not in a vacuum. And it wouldn't have changed anything because they lost 20-6 to the Lions. They lost 23-7 to the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
But just the sheer fact that through 4 games, Bijan Robinson only has 8 more carries than Tyler Algier is dumb. This is the focal point of your offense. You could be a playoff team. And I hope that Arthur Smith this week does what Nathaniel Hackett and Robert Saleh did with Breece Hall yesterday. There will be no snap count. He is going to get a full dose of the workload. No more pitch count, and that's what I want to see for Bijan Robinson. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. He's also the leading receiver for the Atlanta Falcons in terms of receptions. Only one guy in front of him in yards. You want to take a stab at who that is?
In yards?
Yes.
For the Falcons?
Yes.
Tyler Algier.
No.
Yeah.
This is yards receiving, by the way.
Oh, yards receiving.
Yes.
Ooh.
If you get this right on the first guess, I'm going to say you're a witch.
I don't know.
Jonnu Smith. There you go. Your leading receiver is Jonnu Smith.
Yikes.
Drake London is 3. Kyle Pitts is 4.
I knew it wasn't Drake, and I knew it wasn't Kyle, so I had no clue who that could have been.
I wouldn't have asked it if it was.
Oh, I know. I know you wouldn't. Wow.
That's for me. I just think Bijan Robinson's special. I told you in the preseason, I'm not sure I wouldn't have taken him at 1 in fantasy drafts, and I did take him at 1 in fantasy drafts. He is a special talent, and Atlanta, if you want to make the playoffs, you better start leaning on him because he's really all you have.
Yep.
I like those 2 receivers, but you don't have anybody to get them the ball.
Yeah.
Now I have to play the who am I going to keep away from you? Because there is one that I don't think I have to take that I really want. So I'm going to take the one that I know you want. Sam Laporta of the Detroit Lions. Yeah, he's been real good. If you had told me coming out of this draft that there was a tight end in the NFL that went in this class that was going to look like a top 5 in the NFL tight end, I don't know how many guesses I would have needed to get to Sam Laporta. I liked him. I just didn't know that I didn't know they had this upside. I thought he would be good initially, but I didn't think he'd be this much of a weapon. And, man, he is.
He is.
He is.
And there was somebody who tried to tell you that. You didn't want to listen.
First 3 weeks set the NFL rookie tight end record for receptions and games with at least 5 catches. First guy in NFL history to ever do it 3 times in a row to start a career.
Yeah.
He's special.
Yeah.
And he's the thing that nobody ever talks about, he's a really good run blocker too. He reminds me of George Kittle to a point. With currently no injury issues.
Yeah. I was going to say, only hopefully more available to the Detroit Lions. He definitely was not coming back to you. That was going to be
there's one I really want.
Not my next pick, but he was going to be the one after that. My next pick is Jalen Carter. I don't know that
I knew you were going to do that.
I don't know that there's another defensive player that has come in this early and looked this good. And I'm talking ever. I mean, he looks Aaron Donald dominant this early in his career. Now, I get he's got talent around him, and they're getting pressure. Those guys are getting pressure, too, so it's helping him out. I get it. But Jalen has been just phenomenal and disruptive, and his ability, along with Fletcher Cox's ability, has lifted Jordan Davis as well. There's not a team in the NFL that I will take against the Philadelphia Eagles, especially when they have that front.
The front's special, and Jalen Carter has been special. That's a wise pick.
Yep.
And it was wise by me that I absolutely 100% unequivocally knew you were going to do it.
Well, you took Sam Laporta from me, so I had to do something.
I did, because I knew it wouldn't come back to me. It's how you got to. It's dirtiest player in the game.
Dirtiest player in the game. That's right. He knows it all, or at least he thinks he does. It is the Sportsocracy. Time for another pick here in the daily draft. Best rookies so far in this 2023 season. Man. Again, so many good options. I'm going to go with the Achane. Devin Achane. I get that, okay, it was one game. You know, he had the big pop in the Denver game. But then he comes back and he shows his ability to get into the end zone last week as well. And he will be the A1 running back there in Miami real soon.
That's the reason that they have just no interest in Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I told you that in the offseason. All of the Miami fans, they want Jonathan Taylor. They have no interest because they think they're really good at running back. And Achane's the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at his stat line right now?
No.
I'm going to give you 3 guesses. How many yards per carry is he averaging?
7.8.
Too low.
8.9.
Too low.
9.3.
Too low. 11.4.
Are you serious?
He is averaging 11.4 yards a carry.
Wow.
Through 4 games. That is insane. He's the leading rusher for the Miami Dolphins and didn't play in the first game. That kid is really, really, really good.
Yes.
And he adds a dynamic. You know, we talked about this before with Miami. I feel like they've done the Golden State thing. They took an element that every team was interested in, and they made it the only thing they were interested in. Now, can that come back to bite you? Absolutely. It did against the Buffalo Bills. Because Buffalo just looked at him and went, we're going to punch you in the mouth, and you're all just a bunch of little teeny fellers, and you're not going to have a comeback to that. And they didn't. But you give them time, and I think they will. Devin Achane has been absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And his role is going to grow. He's only averaging 9 carries a game. That's going to swell over time.
Yep.
But it's time to take a break. I don't need the break because you left me exactly the 2 guys that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to take 3 minutes to gloat at you, and we'll be back.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
At Ingles, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Taco Bell's rolled chicken tacos are full of shredded, marinated, all white meat chicken. Choose from 3 dipping sauces: spicy ranch, nacho cheese sauce, and house-made guacamole. Order on the Taco Bell app. Get 1 dip per 2-pack, 2 dips per 4-pack at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only, while supplies last.
Our state's future begins with our students. That's why the North Carolina Education Lottery has contributed over $10 billion to education. Through scholarships, school construction, support staff, and pre-K programs, lottery dollars move our state forward, helping students become the best versions of themselves. Visit movingncstudentsforward.com and share how your student or school community has benefited for a chance to earn $2,000 for your story. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
Back in the Sportsocracy, we're in the midst of the daily draft, and each day Jeremy and I are pitting our wits against each other for whatever the category of the day is, and today it's top rookies of the first 4 weeks of the NFL season. I went Puka Nacua to start out. Then Jeremy goes Bijan Robinson and Sam Laporta. I came back with Jalen Carter and Devin Achane. And now, Jeremy, it's your turn.
And this is where, as per usual, I just dropped the mic to go. That's winner, chicken dinner. My first one is going to be Brian Branch.
There you go.
I will never understand how that kid fell that far. Do you remember during the pre-draft process when people kept telling me he wasn't going to go as high? He ran slow. Do you watch tape, bro? Because if you do, you're going to see that he's the best player at his position in this draft, and it's not even all that close.
Mm-hmm.
And then he falls, the Lions take him, and during our draft coverage, I went, man, don't look now, but the Lions are absolutely killing this. They have reached on every one of them, but my God, they went to get their guy.
Yeah.
Then they got Brian Branch, and I went, just rearrange it.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is rearrange the order that they took him in. Put in your head, have Brian Branch have been 12, Jahmyr Gibbs went at 18, Laporta where he was, and push
Jack Campbell
down.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? They're all fantastic players.
Yes, they are.
And it's my second line I'm taking in this draft. In terms of PFF grade, he's the 12th highest rated corner.
Period.
In the league.
Wow.
He was a safety at Alabama. Yeah, he played in the slot some. But they're asking him to play that like hybrid Chauncey Gardner-Johnson role, and he's doing it better than Chauncey Gardner-Johnson could have.
You're right.
Been great against the run, and they haven't even turned him loose as a pass rusher yet.
No.
That was something I loved on his tape. They haven't even done it yet.
Because they haven't had to.
No. I haven't had to show you that little trick in my bag because he's this good at doing what he's doing right now.
25 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 4 passes deflected, 1 interception, and he returned that one for a touchdown.
Fantastic against the run.
Mm-hmm.
3rd highest rated corner in the NFL covering the run. It's just a home run pick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my next one is one that I'm not going to lie. I didn't like what this team did in the draft. I liked both. I liked one player. The other one I was not super fond of. The one that I liked, and I never had a doubt that he was going to be a good player, I don't know that I thought he would be this good this early. It's Will Anderson Jr. He is really the linchpin of this defense that's been better than I could have ever imagined. Because in all reality, it's Will Anderson, it's Jalen Petrie, and then it's a bunch of vet retreads and Henry To'o. And then you basically have 8 veteran retreads, and none of them have been great, but collectively they've been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not prepared to say that Will Anderson's going to be the Bosa to San Francisco, but I'm getting pretty close to that. I never thought he would be that good. I thought he would be a fantastic player, but I didn't think we would talk about him as one of the handful of best pass rushers in the league. He doesn't have anything to take attention away from him, and he's still doing this.
Mm-hmm.
That was my fear when Houston took him, is that you put nothing around him. So now I've only got one guy that I'm really afraid of. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No.
Doesn't matter.
I thought he would be this good. I thought he would be this good because of who his coach is. Because we've seen D'Amico Ryans be a hell of a disruptor himself in the league. And then you go to the defense that he constructed in San Francisco, right? I had a feeling this kid was going to be this good, and it's a great selection by you.
His pressure rate is crazy high. It was just a fantastic pick.
Mm-hmm.
I have to give the credit where it's due.
Yep.
Houston, I didn't love it when you did it, but now as I'm looking at it, yeah, you outsmarted all of us.
Yep.
Through 4 games.
Quality selections by Jeremy once again. My 4th pick of the draft here, top rookies through week 4 in the NFL. It's got to be Devin Witherspoon, the kid from Seattle. He had the 97-yard touchdown interception return on Monday night against the Giants, which, I mean, everybody's going to make hay against the Giants this year. But he missed the first game because of injury. But he still has every bit as good a stats as Brian Branch does.
He does.
23 tackles, 2 for a loss, 4 passes deflected, 2 sacks, an interception for a touchdown. Devin Witherspoon's been amazing. I doubted it. When we were going through the process, I kept telling you he's a good player, but I don't see special.
He was my number 1 corner, and it wasn't close.
Yeah, you were absolutely right about that, as per the usual, all except for Justin Jefferson. It's the only miss you've had in 7 years, so I have to keep going back to that
that's
one.
not true at all. That's not true at all.
It's my favorite one to go back to. And then my last pick on the offensive side of the ball, since you took the quarterback away from me, because I would 100% have made C.J. Stroud my winner of the first 4 weeks. He would have been my number 1 pick. I'm going to take Tank Dell, his little wide receiver that is doing just fine through the first few games of the season. And I think they're really on to something. Maybe I'm overreacting to the first 4 weeks.
I don't think you are.
But this offense is pretty decent, and they can move the ball. And they've got 2 no-doubt threats at receiver in Nico Collins and Tank Dell.
They just need to use Tank Dell.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this Robert Woods thing, that's cute, but I'd stop that.
Yep. I mean, he's catching 80-something% of his balls that are thrown his way, and he's doing good things with them. So Tank Dell is my final selection.
I have so many that I want to take right here that it's almost difficult for me to pick one.
Well, you just take one, and then we'll do UDFA.
Well, the UDFA, I feel like, has to be somebody that doesn't get any form of love. So no first-rounders, because I got one that I promise you're not going to say, and I haven't heard not one person say not one word about him.
Okay.
And he has been a dog.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll take Zay Flowers. That was my number 1 receiver. It was no doubt. Well, you couldn't have taken him anyway.
I know, but that was the intention when I said it, was to get him. But you changed the rules.
Zay Flowers was fantastic. Is fantastic. Will continue to be fantastic. And I still think Baltimore's figuring out this offense. So I'm not even sure you've seen how good it can be. Because there are times I look at Baltimore and go, I feel like 6 weeks from now that's going to look better than it just did. Because there's some mechanical things that they're not ironed out yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that. When you implement a new system, it's going to happen because your first live reps are week 1 because the preseason's borderline irrelevant now. Zay Flowers is as good as I thought he was. He was my number 1 receiver in this class, and I never thought about it for not nary a second.
Okay.
And then Phil Jakovic got away from him, and he turned into a pumpkin because he's not very good at football at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Undrafted free agent.
Yes.
Would you like me to go ahead and take mine so you have an extra second to think on the terms that I gave you?
Sure.
Mine, and I really struggle to say this guy's name, Tuli Tuapalatu.
There you go.
You talk about an absolute dog. In terms of total pressures, he's actually ahead of Will Anderson.
Really?
He has been insane. And I don't know if it's because he was not as highly thought of a prospect. I don't know if it's because he plays for the Chargers. I don't know why no one is talking about him, but they're not, and it's driving me crazy. The other thing that just is confounding to me is how often they're playing him on the inside. That's why I didn't like. That's why I wasn't as. I liked the talent. I didn't know that he had a position. It doesn't matter. He's 260 pounds and they're playing him on the inside, and it's working.
Mm-hmm.
This is starting to look to me at times when this is at full health. This is going to harken back to those days with the Giants where you got Khalil Mack, you got Bosa, you got Tuipolatu in the middle. How am I supposed to block this? I was afraid that he would not be able to do what he's doing in the NFL. But he's been a dog.
Yeah.
Absolute dog.
All right. My UDFA was a UDFA. Undrafted free agent.
Oh, you're taking your guy.
My guy? What guy?
Oh, apparently you're not.
Not my guy. No, I'm going to take Ivan Pace Jr., linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings. I've heard no one talk about this guy, not much anyway, because he plays for the Minnesota Vikings, and that is a terrible team. 4 games into his NFL career, Jeremy, would you like to hear how many tackles this kid has missed?
None.
Would you like to hear it again? Because it is 0. He has not missed a single tackle yet in his early in his career. 20 tackles so far this year, 3 quarterback hits, half a sack already, and he looks like he could be the next, Eric Kendrick, I guess. Not necessarily in talent, but he's the next linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings going forward.
He is. I got to give credit to somebody else in our industry that does what I do. The sideline scout. I was in like with Ivan Pace.
Mm-hmm.
He was in love with him. I don't think this dude went more than 20 hours at a time without talking about how much he loved him in the pre-draft process. And he told me at one point I would have taken him in the 2nd round. And I went, you're smoking crimes. He's too small to be as good as you're thinking he is. Mm-hmm. And I was wrong. Hit it completely. He's been phenomenal.
He's very
on
good.
A defense that is awful.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it even more impressive to me. He's really good. I don't understand. I still don't understand how he didn't get drafted. I understand he was undersized, but come on. Watch some tape, bro.
All right, that is your quarter pole rookie draft here in the Daily Draft. My team, Puka Nacua, Jalen Carter, Devin Achane, Devin Witherspoon, Tank Dell, and Ivan Pace. Jeremy goes with Bijan Robinson, Sam Laporta, Will Anderson, Brian Branch, Zay Flowers, and Tuipolatu. Yep, that's it. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. The most important message of the day is on the way.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dry afternoon, mild afternoon. Don't get too used to this, however. The big changes coming for the weekend. Maybe even clicking on the heat. Today, 77. Some sun through the clouds. Tonight, cloudy, 58. Tomorrow, an afternoon shower, 75. Saturday, sunny, brisk, near 60 with a gusty breeze. Saturday night, 30s. Sunny Sunday, high only 60. From the Weather Channel, Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's rolled chicken tacos are full of shredded, marinated, all white meat chicken. Choose from 3 dipping sauces: spicy ranch, nacho cheese sauce, and house-made guacamole. Order on the Taco Bell app. Get 1 dip per 2-pack, 2 dips per 4-pack at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only, while supplies last.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150-milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on around the NFL. Win bragging rights at this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The Asheville Championship returns to Harrah's Cherokee Center in Asheville November 10th and 12th. This year's field is the best yet. The Clemson Tigers, Maryland Terrapins, Davidson Wildcats, and the Blazers of UAB. 4 exciting matchups with a champion to be crowned in one of the premier early season tournaments in college basketball. For more information and to get your tickets, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. That's AshevilleChampionship.com. It all starts in Asheville November 10th and 12th. Proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets. It's the Sportsocracy. It's ESPN Asheville. It's time for the most important message of the day, Jeremy Green.
Don't do crimes!
Yeah, don't do crimes. Definitely don't do crimes. You're going to have to lead because I'm frozen again.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Man, could we possibly get the man a computer that works?
I'm trying, ladies and gentlemen.
I only have 4 over here. My story comes from New Jersey. It's about a man named John Hargraves. He did crimes, and he did aggressive crimes. And he did aggressive crimes with one of the worst songs in the history of time playing while he did it. He had a Toyota SUV, just gold. I can't tell from the video exactly what it is. Looks too big to be a RAV4, but it looks too small to be any of the other SUVs they have.
Okay.
He apparently was upset with the police in his town, so he decided to crash his SUV through the Independence Township Police Department's wall while blaring "Welcome to the Jungle." It's a bold strategy, Cot. The video is unlike anything you've ever seen. So they've got like a security camera in the office. And this doesn't even look like a police department. It looks like a dentist's office. And it's just everything's fine, everything's hunky-dunky, and blow. I don't really understand. I don't understand what of all the places that you could ram a car through, why would it be the police department? There's no getting away.
Right.
Because you just sent your car careening through the building where they house all the people that can arrest you.
Mm-hmm.
He was arrested and is now facing a slew of charges, including one for terrorism. My argument is that the terrorism is that he made people listen to Welcome to the Jungle.
What are you talking about?
Oh, it's
one of the best rock songs of all time.
That's an awful song. Guns N' Roses is awful.
Stop that.
They're terrible.
Stop that.
I've also heard Guns N' Roses done karaoke for the better part of 15 years.
See, but that's not, that shouldn't even factor into it. But it does. I know it does. You hear somebody butcher that song enough, and you get tired of it.
Which I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, if you've never been privy to the treat that is Guns N' Roses karaoke, it's less painful to have your acupuncturist use razor blades and then try to soothe your cuts with Tabasco sauce.
Uh-huh. It's a lot.
I told you I was going to find a way to get that line in, and it be FCC applicable.
Yeah.
That's not how I tell that on stage.
Mm-hmm. My story, Don't Do Crimes, is a man in Texas, Travis County, Texas, who is now facing charges, 28 separate state jail felony charges of invasive visual recordings. Police were tipped off back in May. Somebody called in and said that here's what the way the cops worded it here. Alleging improper photography had occurred at a home on the banks of Lake Travis. Travis Central Appraisal District property records list the owner of the multi-million-dollar home to where this was going on belonged to Donald E. Wasick. He is the father of Mitchell Wasick, who was apparently doing the recordings. Why is that guy's name important? He is the co-founder of Buc-ee's.
Oh, no.
Hey, Mitchell, what were you looking for on those cameras?
Oh, no.
Wow. 28 different charges of illegally recording people in their states of undress, I guess is the best way I could put that. Huh.
I'm really glad that that I've never been to a Boosie's.
But why?
Well, because apparently the co-founder is a creep.
It's the co-founder's son.
Well, the co-founder's son is a creep.
Right.
I'm going to say
I don't think that should definitely, not reflect on the father. Right? That whole sins of the son thing.
I was about to say, I think there's a saying about that, actually.
It usually goes the other way. Sins of the father, the sons have to pay for it. I guess the sins of the son, the fathers have to pay for it. Just ask the president.
Oh, man, we've taken a lot of shots at him today. 'Cause it's easy.
Yep. So it is. Don't do crimes, ladies and gentlemen. There's been a lot of torrid stories from the internet today on this show. We don't have any more of those ahead. We did have some either, neither, boths thrown out in the chat.
And it is Threadbare Thursday. That's what we do.
That's
Your
exactly
questions
right.
answered right here.
That is exactly right. Either, neither, both, Jeremy. We got this one, either, neither, or both from GG Gambling. Says, if the Rams beat the Eagles and the Cardinals beat the Bengals, who are you more impressed with moving forward, and who keeps the momentum going?
It'd be the Rams for me, not close. Beating the Eagles is impressive. At this point, beating the Bengals doesn't really mean much to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joe's obviously limited. You don't have to worry about him extending the play. You only have to worry about him in the pocket. You only have to worry about him inside of 25 yards. I'm not sure Arizona doesn't beat the Bengals this week. I haven't picked that game yet, but I've heard a lot of very smart people say that's their upset special of the week.
Yeah.
I said yesterday, I think that Rams-Eagles game will tell us a lot about both. Because the Eagles you should be trying to prove a point after you struggle with Washington. The Rams are a team that we have seen, if you let them hang around, they will. If Philly comes in and just squashes their soul, okay, then maybe Philly's figuring things out. Maybe I overreacted. But if you let the Rams hang around, or even, God forbid, lose to them, now I think we have serious issues.
Yes. I don't know what PFF says. I know how your grades and such. I'd be interested to see where the Philadelphia Eagles secondary falls in this year, because they have been giving up a lot of yards. Now, points is another thing, but
you got to understand how killed they are.
Right. But that's kind of my point here, is that the Rams, that's all they can do, right? That's the only way they can hurt you.
James Bradbury has been real good.
Okay.
Darius Slay has been awful.
There you go.
And Josh Jobe has been awfuler.
Well, there you go. So 2/3 of your defensive secondary has not been good this year.
There are two people in this room right now. There are more people in this room than there are corners that have been lower rated than Josh Jobe. Because he's 108 of 109.
Yikes. Not great. So the Rams can take advantage of that.
Well, the problem is that Puka Nacua runs out of the slot, and James Bradbury has been running out of the slot a lot.
Matthew Stafford's been good this year so far. That offensive line hasn't been killing him as much.
Well, I mean Puka's going to get...
It's more on Matt for getting the ball out quickly, but I'm going to be terribly interested to see how much
what
pressure.
Will be interesting to me is to see what this Rams offense looks like. All right, so if Cooper Kupp comes back and you have Kupp in the slot, what do the Eagles do? Because that means you're going to have Nacua out there with either Slay or Jobe. He is way bigger than Darius Slay, and Josh Jobe couldn't cover me. So if that's the case, then you got a potential here of mismatch. It could also mean Josh Jobe's on Tutu Atwell, which would make me like him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the more interesting games of the weekend to me.
Yeah. As you said, I will agree with you. Beating the Bengals doesn't do much for me right now. It would be another feather in the cap of Arizona of, man, this team's way better than we thought they'd be. But again, I'm kind of I'm doing that thing like I did with the first game of the season, right? With the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, it was a win for the Lions, but they were playing without their best players, right? Two of the best players on that Kansas City team were not in that game. So it's kind of an asterisk game for me. And I kind of feel that way about the start of the Cincinnati Bengals season, is you've taken all the firepower out of this offense, so what are you really scared of? If you beat them, it's kind of an asterisk for me because they're not good to begin with. If you did it when Joe's healthy and that offense is humming, then yeah, that's a statement. But beating what they've trotted out there lately, that's not a statement about anything.
Yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals at this point are a signo. Contender in name only.
Oh, look at you.
You see what I did there?
Look at you. Southsco in the YouTube comments, Southsco 650, trying to help us out with 2E Pulotu.
Yeah, I always say Palutu or Pelotu. I don't emphasize the end of it enough.
Tui Pulotu. That's how you say that guy's name. Hopefully he fades into obscurity and we don't have to talk about him anymore.
He's not going to.
He's not going
He's
to.
not going to.
He is not.
The fact that he grades so well against the run, in spite of the fact he's probably the most undersized interior defensive player in the NFL, yeah, not only is he not going to fade away, he's probably going to get talked about considerably more.
Matthew Hoffman raises Puka's bigger than Bradbury. Does that matter?
No. I think Bradbury probably gets Cooper Kupp in the slot. I think. Just because Bradbury's run half of his snaps out of the slot, you haven't seen much of Jobe can't play in the slot. So maybe you throw Slay out there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you what I would do. I cannot tell you what I don't have enough of a depth of experience with Philadelphia's defense as it currently sits.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Slay's played 3 snaps in the slot all year. So I'm going to say it's probably not going to be him.
Mm-hmm. All right. It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. Jeremy's got an I'm Mad coming up in the next segment.
I do. Name's on the door, and I'm mad. And I want – it's not exactly a State of the Union address, but it's a rallying cry. I touched on a little bit of this earlier with Jamal Adams.
Mm-hmm.
He was the worst example of the three, and I'm fired up because there are certain things that I want people to stop doing. I'll tell you what that is. Coming up next.
Yep. And if you want to go to see some good preseason basketball, here's your chance to win some tickets. I got a pair of tickets to both days of the Asheville Championship. It is back, the newest premier preseason tournament in college basketball in the country, and is played right here in Asheville at Harrah's Cherokee Center. Asheville, November 10th and the 12th. We have the best field that we've had for this young tournament. Clemson, Maryland, Davidson, and UAB. Get your tickets today at AshevilleChampionship.com, or you can get more information on the festivities. The Asheville Championship proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets, and you can call right now, 225-4988, 225-4988, a pair of tickets to both the November 10th and November 12th sessions of the Asheville Championship right here on ESPN Asheville. Call now, be our latest winner.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
At Ingalls, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
AutoStar family dealerships need your car today, and you can get cash today for a clean, late model vehicle. Listen, AutoStar is always paying more than the big box retailers, and they're paying it now. Deal with a real, local, trustworthy live person and get paid top dollar for your vehicle the day you arrive. Ain't no waiting weeks to get your check from AutoStar. Sell your car online right now at AutoStarUSA.com.
Buy your next car from an AutoStar.
Vehicle must have a title at hand. Same dated 5 to 24 hours from valid seller's agreement. Checks will be issued for vehicles in equity only.
Dr. Rebecca Merrill and her staff at Asheville Smiles are here to get your smile back on track, offering comprehensive dental care from teeth cleaning, fillings, and crowns to smile makeovers with Invisalign or veneers and so much more. Asheville Smiles also has all the up-to-date technology, including same-day crowns, digital impressions, so no more goop, 3D x-rays, and single-tooth anesthetic wands so your entire face doesn't feel numb when you leave. For the highest level of comfort and care, call my dentist, Dr. Rebecca Merrill, at Asheville Smiles.
Cullowhee is the place to be on Saturday, October 21st, as WCU football takes on Furman for Heroes Day. First responders and those who have served or currently serve in the military will receive free admission. Advanced ticket sales start at just $16 for adults and $11 for kids. Kickoff is at 2:30 p.m. at Whitmire Stadium on the beautiful campus of Western Carolina University. For tickets, visit catamountsports.com or call 800-34-GO-WCU. Go Cats!
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man!
Hi, congratulations to Nathan. He's our latest winner here in the Sportsocracy. Got a couple of tickets for each session of the Asheville Championship. Harris Cherokee Center, Asheville, November 10th and 12th. Go get your tickets today at AshevilleChampionship.com. In the YouTube comments here, we've got a couple of questions to get to. Let's go with Matthew Hoffman's question. He says, all this talk about Rodgers, Jeremy, willing his rehab to go faster than it should. Heard Greeny say by week 12, if the Jets are 500, Rodgers will be back. What are your thoughts, and what are the odds of that?
I would say the odds that they're 500 by week 12. I mean, you got a game with the Texans and the Falcons. Those are both in New York. You play the Giants, which is basically a home game. The Broncos this week. And then you got two sandwiched in there with the Chargers and the Raiders. You take out the Dolphins, the Eagles. There's possibility.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I will say to that, nobody has ever come back from this anywhere near this quickly. So I am very skeptical that it can happen. If anybody can do it, I would say it's Aaron Rodgers. And there's obviously a very smart doctor that's telling him that this could happen. Mm-hmm. So I will say the chances that Aaron Rodgers plays another game this year, I will put at 25%. The chances the Jets are 500, which would make it even more possible, I will put at 15%. You're going to have to win every game that you should, or win one that I don't see how you're going to win. Mm-hmm. I don't see how you're going to beat the Bills in Buffalo. I don't see how you're going to beat the Dolphins, and I don't see how you're going to beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
But you have to win every other game for that to be a thing.
All right, Colin Green has an either, neither, both proposition here. Team most likely to make it to the playoffs, Houston Texans, Washington Commanders.
It's the Washington Commanders. I don't think it's all that close, and it's not because I think they're a much better team. It's because they're in the NFC. Look, and the AFC is not as good as we thought. The Texans have a direct shot in winning the division, but you're going to have to keep up what you're doing through the first four games, and we know how this works. We call it the sophomore wall. It's not a second-year thing. It's teams get tape on guys, and it becomes easier to defend them. I do think that there is a possibility that you see that with C.J. Stroud the second half of the year. So I will say it's Washington as a wild card. If you told me one of them won the division, obviously it would be the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they could both make the playoffs.
I agree with you. I was gonna go both on that one. I think there's a chance they could make the playoffs. I actually like the Houston Texans' chances better than I like the Washington Commanders because I think they've got a great shot at winning that division. All right, take a deep breath, Jeremy.
Dirty Turkish back flat. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore. Back flat.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
I am officially over apologies. And the one that really sent me careening off the cliff was New York Giants offensive tackle Evan Neal. He said to NJ.com, why would a lion concern himself with the opinion of a sheep? The person that's commenting on my performance, what does he do? Flip hot dogs and hamburgers somewhere? There's nothing wrong with what you said. Say what you mean and mean what you say, and stop being such a coward every time Twitter tells you did it wrong. Just be honest. That's all we ask. We're a show that's based on not talking about politics outside of jokes, which we're always going to do. There will always be jokes on this show. But what we do is unapologetically tell you what we feel and tell you what we mean. Evan Neal, you meant every...
with a lie.
You 100% meant what you said. That jamoke that's calling out your performance probably works a job on a dock somewhere and wouldn't know offensive tackle technique if it hit him in the face. Now, me, on the other hand, I would, and yours has been awful. So I'm not one of those. Do better, bro. But stop backing down.
God bless America, my home, sweet home.
We live in a country that is based on you being able to say what you feel. And cancel culture is ridiculous. Stop bowing down to the masses. Be a man. and stop talking about Taylor Swift and football games. All we ask, we just want to talk about the games. That's it. Stop inundating us with all this other crap.
You're in the Sportsocracy.
Mullet Mayor 2024.
This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. We'll be back with you tomorrow at noon for a
Football Friday.
See you then.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dry afternoon, mild afternoon. Don't get too used to this, however. The big changes coming for the weekend. Maybe even clicking on the heat. Today, 77. Some sun through the clouds. Tonight, cloudy, 58. Tomorrow, an afternoon shower, 75. Saturday, sunny, brisk, near 60 with a gusty breeze. Saturday night, 30s. Sunny Sunday, high only 60. From the Weather Channel, Ray Staging.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Don't miss Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning's thrilling fall sale. Call now and mention ESPN Asheville to get 3 rooms cleaned for $129 or schedule online at ZeroResAsheville.com. You can't miss the Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning fall sale.
Now sometimes it don't always work for an injury, but it practice makes it perfect.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.